57, count it, 57, 67, 77. Ghana will be industrialized, manufacturing things like Western countries. But because of the complicity of these people, they made Africa, they have agreed that Africa will be their farmland. This is what Hitler fought, his ideology. But the Europeans, they are doing it, albeit in a more diplomatic way. That Africa must remain, anywhere there is black people as a country, they must remain low, so that we will continue blaming ourselves that we are the cause of our problem. It's psychology. They put you in a place whereby we continue distancing ourselves, we continue blaming ourselves. And I ask, why did France help American revolution, India revolution? Why didn't he leave them? So that they will fight themselves, whether they will be able to be free. What I'm giving you is just the synopsis of what is happening, the world order they have set in place. They want Africa to continue being their farmland, as America is stealing our oil from Biafra land, from Nigeria. Biafra part of Nigeria, even different types of mineral resources, they are stealing it. They are putting different NGOs. They are helping to pay, give people food, give children food. You don't know what they are doing secretly. They are sucking everywhere dry. This is an evil world. An evil world. I'm telling you honestly. But we will continue. We will never stop what we are doing. They gathered and crushed, made sure that Biafra never rise. Because they know that if Biafra become a nation, becoming real independent, it will be the first real independent African country. And we will show example by doing things by ourselves. You understand? Not that we will not be doing business with her. No, we have to be doing business with all of them, and they will be getting. But the issue is that we will have thinking faculty to do things by ourselves. Have you asked yourself, in the next few years, many petroleum-driven cars we phase out in Europe and even other parts of the world like America and Asia. Now, all those millions of diesel and petrol cars, where do you think that they are heading to? They are dumping ground, Africa. That's where they are heading to. So that when you buy a car, you don't know that you are just a dumping ground. You don't know. And they are making money out of it as a garbage center. You don't know. Cars that is emitting CO2, carbon monoxide. In Europe, they will not allow it. They will just send it to our dumping ground in Africa. And these so-called politicians, they are facilitating all these things. Do you understand that? We must continue. We must continue. We will continue fighting. We will continue fighting. Let me leave these headlines, please, so that I'll go direct to the topic. I've taken a little time, but it is worth it. Let me go direct to the subject of today. The topic of today's submission. Subdued and subjugated in Nigeria. That is who we are. Biafrans subdued and subjugated in Nigeria. That is the topic of my submission today. For you to understand. To subdue is to overcome, quieten, or bring under control. Subjugation is also the action of bringing someone or something under domination or control. Why I used to explain is because English is not our mother tongue. It's a language, foreign language, that we are, forced to learn for our communication. Imagine the injustices we are suffering, please. Since I've been wondering, I checked the advanced countries, the most advanced countries in the world, even developing, advancing ones, developed ones. None of those countries develop or advance solely on foreign values, including language, religion. No, none. They advanced speaking their language. Do you know that speaking English, taking English to do everything in our land, it is a gross injustice to a cross section of our people. Do you know that? I want you to think. What about people that doesn't understand this language? They are cut off. Anything that they are being told, explained, is that they believe is that. That is the injustice. I want you to think. No country. Iceland is today, they are not up to 500,000. They are speaking Icelandic. It's their language. It's their language. A combination of, I think, old Gothic language and some Scandinavian language. But it's their language. The whole countries, Norway, they speak Norwegian. Finland, they speak Finnish. Germany, they speak German. You don't see, even little Austria, they speak the German also. They speak their language. You don't see them, applying on foreign languages. We are far, honestly. Let me tell you. Sometimes when you look the problems facing us, you want to just be frustrated. I mean, even us as a black race, as Africans. I never see, check the whole Japan, they speak their language, they write it, they use it. When their president or prime minister is talking to them, to the press, they use their language. China, the same thing. In their courts, they use their languages, their local languages, to do their things, so that everybody will understand it. So that even when villagers, old men and women, little children, everybody watching them on television will understand. They don't need interpreters. Because when it is being interpreted, many things will be lost. You understand? Or misinterpreted. Just check what I'm telling you. When you check, you can say America. America is Britain. You understand? You see South Africa doing good because they are still with their slave masters, colonizers. They negotiated and stayed. And do you know one very smart thing? Go to look at South Africa. The white people in South Africa, they came to South Africa, the Boers, the Dutch, English, all the white. You know what they do? They say, instead of us, you'll be speaking to me in English, I'll be talking to you in Dutch, there will be problem. These people, why I love them, no matter what, they used to see far and resolve their problem before it comes. They used to be proactive. They say, okay, now what we are going to do, we are going to form our own peculiar language. And they formed it. It will become, it's neither European language, but it has ingredients from their different languages, and they call it Afrikaan. It's a recent language. For you to understand that this could be done by human beings. These people, the white people, no matter how what, they are showing us that things could be done. Whereas we only believe, but they are doing things. These people, they gathered and said no. Instead of us fighting each other, say no, let us apply English as number one language among us. Well, it will be a problem. These other people will say no. Why? Well, okay, why not put my own Dutch language? This one will say no. Why not Portuguese? This one will say no. Why not Spanish? They say no. Let us have a consensus. We enter into work. Let us devise a language, common language, that is neither English nor German, nor any, but it is our own peculiar language. It will be our language of communication. And they did it. Today, they speak Afrikaan. Do you understand? Whereas if it's Africans, black race, that is the fault we have, very big one. They will start fighting each other. This one say, no, let us speak my language. So why should we be, what, you know, before you know, they divided themselves into pieces. That is the problem. That is the problem. And that is what I called primitive character, lack of civilization. When you look at things, you see that Africans are not civilized enough to, you know, to be modern. Africans are not yet civilized enough. The inability to organize themselves, that organization. Do you understand? Here we tell it to you as it is. We say it as it is. I don't care about what you feel. One thing that I care for is when you think about what we say, you have a reflex about it. Now you say, okay, but what these people are saying is right. That is only what matters to me. Nothing more. You cannot go and make your researches and say, no, this is lie. We don't say lie here. You understand me? So they formed this language. Imagine in Biafra land, we speak Igbo mostly, Ejo. We speak different Biafran languages, or mostly Igbo. Now imagine Nigerian constitution is in English. How many people understand? How many people understand it? Do you know that people, for you to understand even you are right, you have to now go to formal school to learn. From there you start, learning English to understand how they write it, what they write. Don't you see that it's an injustice? But Japanese, no, they don't need to go to school even to know they are right. Because as they are speaking, they are hearing it. It's their natural language. So you don't need to tell somebody this is not your right. He knows. She knows. He will tell you, he will quote you. Old man will tell you, no, this is our right. That is why they accompany, they follow the government. They know them, they know what's up. Any slightest in any person, any politician that will come to start telling them anything, because it's in their language, their natural language, they will come out on the streets and say, to hell with you, because they understand. How many of our people understand? How many Yorubas understand English? And those that doesn't understand? Well, how many Igbos understand the real English and those that doesn't understand? How many percentage? What of the Hausas? What of the Nupe? What of the Fulani? That is why, our people become like a miserable. We become stupid, just stupid, in a state of stupor. What did they say? Now they say, they talk English. Now they say, you don't need to go out to protest. Now wow, they now believe the politicians because they are made to be so, because of simple language. That is why. When our leader said that in Biafra, our constitutions will be written in our various Biafran languages. Do you know that thing is shaking the Europeans? Do you know that? Do you know that they don't want it? They know that this man has the key. He is an enlightened, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is an enlightened fellow. He's an Illuminati, for goodness sake. These people, that's why they fear him. They know that he has the key to advance a country. He has the key. When they say, now you write our constitutions in our various Biafran languages. Ejo will write their constitution in their own Ejo language. Everybody will be forced to be reading it and be writing it. You speak it already, it's natural. It's your natural language. So how can somebody cheat you with it? How can a politician come and cheat you with your language? It doesn't make sense now. It cannot happen. Now you see people will be part of the government, will be holding their so-called leaders or political elites responsible. But it's not happening in our land because many percentage of our people doesn't even understand the meaning of English or the meaning of English wordings. Have you ever thought in that direction? Have you ever? I say, go to Google, check the whole top advanced countries. Check the powerful countries. Tell me any one of the countries that have developed with a foreign language, with a foreign values, including language and religion. Tell me, just tell me. Everything is indigenous to them. That is why they were able to develop, because it's natural. But here we will be learning from thy kingdom come. We learn English. It's not our language, but we learn it. And we will never be perfect. What of the how many people in a village, how many people will understand? You will bring a Nigerian constitution and be reading it to them as, just as a sophisticated English, cunning English they are using, and people will understand it. But when you write it in Igbo language, if you want to write proverb, it is even the people in the villages will understand it more than you. They will correct you. Do you see the difference? Do you see why Africans we are at the bottom? Because many people don't even follow the rhythm of the government. They are not many percentage of our people are not even they don't even understand what government means. They don't even understand. They don't follow. Why? Simple language, only language, because English. Only English. Go to our courts, it's English they use. They don't use Igbo. Anything official is English. Do you see that? Do you see that? And we say we are wise. Do you see that? It's very easy to cheat with English, confused with another person's language. People will cram a dictionary and that is it. They will come and start vomiting rubbish. You don't know that they are talking rubbish, but because you don't understand, you clap. It's a very big pity. It's a very big pity. So that is why I used to explain primarily. I used to explain like subdued and subjugated in Nigeria. I talk about subdue and subdue. They are almost the same thing. To overcome, to subdue is to overcome, quieten or bring under control. Subjugation is the action of bringing someone or something under domination or control. So it's almost the same thing. You understand? In Nigeria, we are subdued and subjugated. You understand? We are talking and somebody said, no, we need to grow up from our being, falling back every time to our past, our history. That we need to grow up, we blame. I say, yes, you're right. But in Nigeria setting, we can never grow up. You understand? He said that we are only I, myself, selfishness. That is our character. And I argued, I said no. What made us like that is Nigeria setting. That is the way they want us to be, and that is the way they want us to be. They walked like that. It's manipulation. We shall never be we as a people in Nigeria setting. It's impossible. We can only be we as a bunch when we restore our country, a country that we are in charge of, where we have control of over our destiny. That is the time we can be we as a people. But in Nigeria, because there are outside forces that are playing. They will call you from Asorok. Alhaji will call you. You want to succeed in your business, which I'm doing with you, and we give you contract. But don't follow this. Your brother to that road is going. You hear me? Otherwise, I will destroy your business. We have been doing business. I will destroy it, and you become poor person, the person will now start fighting against his brother. You don't know why. Because he don't want to be destroyed as a person. He don't want to start being a poor person. Do you understand me? That is why in the Nigeria setting we can never be we. Look at how they put Hope Uzodimma, the Supreme Court governor. He's just the same thing, the same plan. For us to be single. Our interest, one. That is what we want. Do you understand me? But when we have restore our nation, let me tell you, nobody, no foreign influence. Where will you represent the Fulani interest? Whereas we are Biafrans. We have control of our country, of our destiny, of our nation. How will you? If you do any nonsense, we the people will rise up and do what Sri Lankans did to their government. We burn your houses. We expel our prime minister or president, anything you can name it. That is the importance. Otherwise, our continuous stay in Nigeria makes us to be single. Because that is the game plan. That is the game plan. Oh, for you to succeed, they have to make you fight against your brother. Disassociate from your brother. Oppose your brother, so that they put you as one person, help you as one person. Do you see? Even the so-called Southeast governors, are they doing meeting? Are they together? It's a game plan, for goodness sake. In Nigeria, we shall never be we in a bunch. Never. We'll be single. Everybody going for his own interest. Didn't they come to Ebony, the whole 5 southeastern governors? Each person, they told him that you are my man. You will become the president. We will support you. Okay? Then we go to Obiano. The same thing. You are our man. You become the president. So let's Mietiala become a part of your cabinet. He said, okay, no problem. They go to Ugwani, the same thing. Went to Rochas, went to all of them, the same thing, individually. Now they tell them, if you want us to support you, do not have any meeting. Anything your colleagues say, disagree, because he's a bad person. They go, each and every one of them, they told them the same story, to hate each other, to fight each other, for their single, selfish interest. Because we are in Nigeria, and there is nothing you can do, because that is the way it is. That is why in Nigeria we cannot have we. It's only one. They make everybody to stay one. They will corner you and promise you heaven and earth. They will make you wealthy, and you take them now. After all, Okorocha said that he was made. Is it Okorocha or Joseph Carlo? That it is the North. All of them are saying it. It is the Northerners that made them. Is it this one? Where is it? The one that said after Buhari, Igbos he will give power to Igbos, presidency to Igbos. Didn't he say that? He said that it is the Northerners, it is the Northerners that made him. Do you see that? So how will he consider you as his brother? How? That is why I argue. In Nigeria, we will always be single. That they always inflate that selfishness in us, so that you become single. You boast for your brother that, look, I will deal with you. I have allergy. I have his brother is a commander in the 82 division, so he can, before you know, once you take phone, call Alhaji, there's this my people here in my village, I want to deal with them, send me troops. They will send troops, because they know that you want to kill your brothers. Do you see that? That is the reality. That is the reality. We must bear the truth, expose it. Okay, remember today, as I said, I'm talking on the topic that says subdued and subjugated in Nigeria. Our way of life and reasoning is under threat. Have you know that? our way of life and reasoning is under heavy threat in Nigeria. It is endangered. It is under subjugation in Nigeria. Do you understand that? Our way of life and reasoning is under threat. It is endangered. It is under subjugation in Nigeria. You see, our political elites always made to prove that they are genuine Nigerians. What you hear ever in the Nigerian setting is they are not yet ready to be president. They are not Nigerians enough. These are the words you are hearing. This is psychological, to make people, to make them strive. How do they strive? What do they do? What are they expected to do? To sell their collective interests, to sell our collective interests as Biafrans, as a people. Do you understand? That is why they always use that word. You are not a Nigerian. To the extent a Yoruba musician of APC extraction. Igbos, they are not ready. They are not Nigerians enough. We are not Nigerians enough. Now we want to go. As we are not Nigerians enough, they say no. You have to be here to continue proving to us that you are mature, you are Nigerians enough in order to be Nigerian president, in order to be on top position, in order to do this, in order to do that. That is the psychological warfare. They make our people continue working hard in order to prove to them that they are Nigerian. Do you know what the working hard, what it means? Killing their people, fighting against their people's interests, just to prove to them that now I'm killing my people. Don't you see it? Didn't Wike just denied his Igbo-ness, just to prove that he's Nigerian enough to be in the position? Do you see that? They say, okay, let us see proof. He went and massacred. He massacred our people, his own people, his own blood. That is why I say our way of life and reasoning is under heavy threat. It is endangered. It is under subjugation in Nigeria. You see, our political elites they are always made forced to prove that they are genuine Nigerians. It's under duress. You don't know what these people are going through. You don't know. Sometimes they will be shit upon in the north. They will be slapped like children. When they were all alone. Come on, sit down there. Come on, kneel down and remove your pants, and he will do it. Don't you know that you have to prove that you are Nigerian enough? Are you going to going to kill your people? You say, yes, sir, I will. All these things he's saying it privately with them, with the caliphate. You don't know what they are passing through. In order to prove that they are genuine Nigerians. Normally, a genuine Nigerian has never been properly defined. I have been raising this issue, the definition of a Nigerian. Let Nigerians start asking, but who is a genuine Nigerian is who? He has never been properly defined. But judging by what is going on, a Nigerian is one who becomes a slave, who bows to the Sokoto Caliphate. A genuine Igbo Nigerian is one who is ready to kill, slaughter his people, sacrifice the interests of his people to prove his Nigerianness. This is how our people has been subjugated in Nigeria. This is the reason why we are doing what we are doing. Because in Nigeria we have no future. We are under threat. Our physical military defeat in 1970 led to this subjugation, where it is only our people that should always prove that they are the tribalized, the tribalize Nigerians. We are being cajoled and threatened with impunity. Do you understand me? We are being cajoled and threatened with impunity, as if we are sheep or sheep without shepherd. Do you understand? I want to play you for you to remember, please. For your info, because we don't remember, we don't forget. I'm coming. I want to play you this. I want to play for you this to remind you how we have been threatened. Just listen, please. I want you to listen and listen attentively. Listen attentively, please. I want you to. This is when. This was about 7 years ago. When Oba of Lagos threatened to throw us into our people, into the Lagos Lagoon. We are being commanded with impunity. I want you to listen. Listen attentively. The thing is coming, please.
By the time all of you left your hamlets, your villages, eventually one of you goes against the Ambody I speak. That is your end.
Are you hearing it? When you see the video, you pity Igbo people. You see people with a red cap or different prestigious things we can call prestigious outfit. Because they call them together in order to insult them, to tell them that they should, as slaves, vote for. This happened, I think, 2015, 7 years ago. To vote for the candidate of Oba's choice. That is why he's threatening them. Are you hearing me? You know, we don't forget. Continue listening, please.
Lagos and the owner it can be. Listen, because this is
they want to. They are, you know, it is still the same Igbos who started clapping. I'm watching. Go to it's in YouTube. They were clapping prematurely. Say, he shout out. They say, "Come on, listen! I'm talking to you. Don't clap, you miserable idiots. Listen. These are people, when they come to villages, you gather and welcome them. These are people. This man, Oba of Lagos, was talking to them like, you know, like their God. Do you hear me? That they don't have no option. That they must vote for the candidate of his choice. That they were clapping. He said, "Shut up! Listen, I'm talking to you people." Many of them are older than this man. You know, we don't forget. We try to, you know, bring to your brain back, bring flashback, so that you don't forget. That is subdued and subjugated in the Nigeria setting. We have no mouths. What they want to do to us in Nigeria is just to dissolve us. Anywhere we become shit. Anywhere they gather us and talk to us anyhow, push us and command us what to do, and we'll be begging, appeasing our slaves and continue doing it, you know. Many you know ndị Igbo ta iche kwuku na ka ihe a ga-emekwen na ị ga-emekwen nke ga-emene egbufukwana gị nke gị ga. Very pathetic.
The palace belongs to the dead, the living, and those coming with it. On Saturday, if any one of you, I swear in the name of God Almighty Allah, goes against my people, Ambode, inshallah, will be the next governor of Lagos State. The person will die.
He said on Saturday, if any of you vote for another candidate other than the one I tell you to vote for, I swear to God, to Allah, that I will throw all of you inside the lagoon. And they were clapping. Man, through the video you will see there are people there. I saw one of them shaking head. The camera was focusing on each and every one of them. Some of them looked very pathetic and miserable. This is the situation we are enduring in Nigeria. This is in Lagos. In the north, they will tell you if anything happens, we will make sure none of you goes back alive. All threats subdued, all. And what are we doing about it? That is the most pathetic part of it. Do we think that we can continue like this? We will live, okay, the solution is to run away from Nigeria. Is that so? Is that so? Is that so? Is that the solution? To run away and leave the land for them? Is that the solution? The answer is no. The solution is what we are doing. We are trying to regain our dignity by restoring Biafra. Once we restore Biafra, our dignity will come back. Now in Nigeria, we have no dignity, nothing. Nothing. Look at how somebody, one person, is threatening a whole people, a whole race. A whole race. People that should be respected. We call on Hanez and Dibu, our so-called elders, is threatening them. Face to face. It is not that he is talking it diplomatically, no. He was threatening them completely. If I hear them, I kill all of you.
I'm not ready to beg to anybody. And that's why
he said he was not begging. He's not ready to beg anybody. He didn't come there to say, please now vote for my choice candidate as fellow citizen. No, he's commanding you people. You must vote. If I hear them that you didn't vote for my choice candidate, or I will kill all of you. I will throw all of you inside the lagoon. Both Dick and Harry, and they were watching him. He said, I'm not begging you. I didn't come here to beg you.
I said, and the governor said, that is your rule. Even the two of them, they cannot disobey me. But nobody knew how I pick somebody. Jimmy is my blood relation. And I told him in a plain language, he can never be governor in Lagos for now. Kingdom belongs to God. I'm not begging anybody to go, but you must not. I repeat, what you people cannot do in Onitsha, what you cannot do in Aba or anywhere. If you do what I want, Lagos will continue to be prosperous for you. If you go against this, you will perish in the water. Finish.
You see it, the ebe ha na-adị ike n'aka ndị Igbo ibe. Ebe ha na-adị ike n'aka ndị Igbo. After the threat, they clap for them as slaves, subdued and subjugated in Nigeria. That is what I'm preaching today. Do you understand? It never finishes there. As long as we continue staying in Nigeria, being in Nigeria, they will continue doing this to us. If you want to enter into any political position, they will want you, they will taunt you with oh, prove that you are Nigerian, genuine Nigerian enough to do it. Since 1970 till today, we are not Nigerians enough, and they want us to continue being there. And our people are there. Our people are there telling us that no, don't worry, we will make Nigeria great. We will. You are. That's the reason why slave trading lasted for more than 400 years, because majority of them believe that I can make it in here, at least from slavery, inherited under your master. From now till 50 years, before you grow old, at least the master will be giving you a complete cup of coffee. Is a progress. Instead of calling a spade, we must continue. This man threatened openly. He threatened every Igbo leader there. Let me call it Igbo leader, because it's Ohaneze, the heart of Igbo organization. When you are against what we are doing, remember, this is the reason why we do what we are doing. Because we want to restore our dignity. Because in Nigeria we are subdued and subjugated. Look at, they are building, they are commissioning another port in Lagos, Lekki Port. Whereas we are crying, we don't have nothing. Even the seaport, the railway line we had, built by even the colonial masters, not Nigeria, colonial masters, they simply removed it. And our politicians didn't say, they kept mute. Because as I said, in Nigeria, you cannot have we. You don't have any voice. Talk now, they remove you. They use EFCC, come and jail you. You don't see Okorocha. Where is Okorocha today? The last time we saw him on public domain, he became a born again. Chineke no gawa dikubu abiana. Show your God. God, I worship you. Chukwu, this is somebody that is making mouths. He have done this to the north. He built everything in the north in order to make them happy, to serve them. We are subdued and subjugated in Nigeria. That is the reality. Let me play you another more recent, please. A more recent clip. The one that happened the other day in Enugu. Listen. Listen. It's from Tinubu, the drug baron. The drug baron. Listen. They insult our people with impunity, and they are doing it, at the full glare of our so-called political elites. They don't know that they are insulting all of us, including him. They don't know. I used to say this: being a saboteur doesn't pay. Because Okpa Biaseka, Ifajina, as they remove the railway lines, let me say it again. They never built a special railway line for Okpa Biaseka's family and generation. Or Ifajina, all of them say no. This railway line, no person can use it. It's only to Okpa Biaseka and family, the generations of Okpa Biaseka will put it for till their hometown in Onitsha. They don't have something like that. When they are insulting everybody, they are insulting you that is at the back, watching like an oar here. They are insulting you. Listen to what Tinubu has to say. We continue playing it. Listen.
But nobody will give all of you any credit. You are working hard, you are sweating now. We want you to sweat well for this party until you deliver victory. Yes, sir. Until Bola Tinubu became the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
He's giving it to them as a mandate. It's not appealing to them, their conscience. that you are sweating, just wait more. Make sure that Tinubu becomes the president. So it's a mandate. Do you see how they talk to our people? They talk to us as Igbo people. Do you see? Insultively. They insult each and every one of us. And you see people laughing. You don't know that they are insulting you, every one of us, with vehemence. He give it to them in Enugu as a mandate. You people, you say you are sweating. Sweat more. It's your mandate that I should be the president until I become the president. Now, when I become the president, you listen to what he will give them. They are clapping.
We will not give you but a slight clap or a soaked slice of bread.
Once he win, he will not give you people. He will not give you Ndibo. Just but a slice of bread, a little slab of bread, soaked in water. As slaves now, slaves. You see, when Queen Elizabeth was throwing crumbs to Africans, I think it was in 1960s or 70s. That is the way he will do it as Igbo people. First of all, he gives it to you as mandate. Make sure you say you are sweating. Sweat more. Make sure that I become the president. It is your mandate. It is a command. Okay? Now, when I become a president, I'll just give you people just little recompense. As slaves you are. I will just soak bread in water, slices of bread in water, and throw for you to scramble for it, because that is what you made it. What again do you want to hear to understand that we are subdued and subjugated in Nigeria? What again? Our people don't have red line. Once it comes to another person, another people, only when it comes to their own fellow Igbo people, I can deal with you, I will do this, I will do this. But when foreigners, outsiders are insulting you, you don't know, you clap. This animal stupid or idiot. That is we are here to make sure to open our eyes. You understand? Listen again before I continue.
But a slight clap or a soaked slice of bread.
That's it. They'll soak bread. It's not even complete bread though, but a slice, sliced bread. They soak it and throw the crumbs to slaves. IPOB. I now know like this. If you are watching all these things, see, why shouldn't people join up and let us get what we want and become real human beings? Because in Nigeria we are not real human beings. It doesn't matter the position you are. It doesn't matter, because as long as you have to serve, as long as we are not, treated as others, you are the same. We are the same thing, suffering the same thing. You understand? We must continue. But remember, I'm talking about being subdued and subjugated in the Nigeria setting. Okay, I want to also play another how they talk, their mindset. Today, I'm not. Just listen, please. Listen.
It is history that will repeat itself when it comes to winning election by the grace. And it is history that will repeat itself when it comes to winning election by the grace of the Almighty Allah. And now we are in democracy, so there is nothing like suspending election. Dr. Abdul Muttalib Muhammad is the leader of the Muslim Leaders Union of the Northern and Southern region. He explained the purpose of holding the conference. Our intention is that we are Muslims and Muslim preachers. That is why we gather the leaders of different sections, leaders of Sangaya, leaders of Zari, and all others in order to sensitize people about this agenda we have in view. That is ensuring that we...
You see, agenda. They have agenda. Listen to that word. Agenda. They have agenda. It's not a country's agenda. No. It's their own modernization agenda that is continuing. Let me continue.
Choose a Muslim and a Muslim, what we call the Muslim ticket. The union we invited are about 75 in number, especially the Izala Union from Kaduna, Izala Union from Jos, Salafia, Kadaria, Tirjaniya, GTI, M1, Form 1, and women in Dawa, together with our Yoruba brethren that are here, our Igbo Muslim brethren with the union of all Imams of Kanu state. We rally round all the unions so that we can have good platform to pass this message. What we show the leaders is that it is not a matter of we are coming to build road and infrastructure for you or the promise of giving you position. What we are talking about is who will establish the dignity of Islam and also uphold the respect of our religion. These candidates support our religion.
Do you see, when we talk about upholding our values, some people, I don't know how they reason, honestly. They start finding fault. You know, let me tell you, let me review to you. Do you know these Saturday's programs? When I open my phone sometimes, you see people threatening me. The other day, somebody said, Jesus will kill me, wipe away my family, that I should repent. I laugh. I said, thank God, as you say, it's not you that is going to kill me. That Jesus, let him kill me. He is better. You know the threats. People are writing rubbish, threatening, because we are talking about going back to our value. Do you see here? These people here, the Fulani, the Sokoto Caliphate, because what is here there is the Sokoto Caliphate. They are not interested about development. They are not interested about somebody that will bring development to the country. That is not their cup of tea. You understand? What matters to them is somebody that will come and develop give them the interest of Islam. So that Islam will be on top of others. Listen again.
Of Kanu state, we rally round all the unions so that we can have good platform to pass this message. What we show the leaders is that it is not a matter of we are coming to build road and infrastructure for you or the promise of giving you position. What we are talking about is who will establish the dignity of Islam and also uphold the respect of our religion. These candidates support
dignity of Islam. What does it mean? It is for you to check. What does it mean? They don't talk about building roads, building infrastructure. That is not their problem. But as long as, you know, the dignity of Islam, the respect of Islam, put Islam number one, so that others will be killed if you are not Islam. And you know the danger. They say they rally around even their Yoruba brother, the Salafis. All these are, you know, the branch of Islam that promotes terrorism. They are calling all full Nigeria. Nigerians don't know the danger they are in. I'm telling you. I saw in Facebook, in social media, in Edo State, they caught some Fulani herdsmen coming in bus with dogs and all the rest of them, and they are shouting. And when you tell them about, let us find a solution, because when being in Nigeria is like being in slave, they start yabbing you, Biafra. They start yabbing you, but they want Nigeria. And I say, why can't you allow these people? They are in one Nigeria with you. Why can't you allow them? Leave them. Let them go. Let them enter Fuya forest. All is Nigeria, isn't it? And this is the reason why I say the indigenous people in Nigeria, they are the most hopeless and stupid set of people on earth. All they do, they shout. After they carry those people now, army will come and take them and their NCs. And the army will now carry them with their dogs and go and put them, install them well in the bush, in the forest. Tomorrow they will be killing them. Do you see it? Do you see how hopeless? Do you see? Now this will say they are rallying around even their fellow Muslim Igbos and Yorubas. So that you see a Muslim Igbo person now, his interest now is with his brothers, so-called brothers, Islamic brothers, Fulani Caliphate. His allegiance goes to them. That is why, had it been we go back to our value, natural values, who will come to rally you around? Who? Now any Igbo man, Igbo Muslim they will tell him, you have to, as a Muslim, you have to fight against your infidel brothers. You call them infidels. The same system Ottoman Danfodio used to decimate the Hausas. That is the danger of foreign religion. It's dangerous. It's highly dangerous. Look at these people now. Now they rally around their fellow Igbo Muslim brothers to turn them against their own brothers. Do you see? But when if we restore our natural value, no person will use any foreign religion to come and lure you in order to kill your brother or to talk against your brother. It's impossible. Do you see the brain in what we are doing? But some people that they don't. Oh, Chineke, sometimes I want to lose it, honestly. Some people that cannot reason with their frontal lobes, they don't understand. They tell you, Chineke, I won't do for goodness sake. I won't do for how? Because I don't know. I'm telling you. Continue listening.
Support our religion. For that reason, we are with him. When anyone dishonor our religion, we will tell the people that we are not with him. But the major issue we want to tell people is that a Muslim, no matter where he is better than an infidel. And when you join two Muslims, they will give you.
A Muslim is better than an infidel. So your fellow Igbo man will be calling you your brother. You are an infidel. So according to the Islamic rules, he have to kill you. I'm sorry, by blood you are my brother as Igbo person, but by foreign religion, which I am now, you are my enemy. Allah Akbar, he will chop off your neck. Do you see the danger of inclination towards foreign values? Do you see it? What I'm telling you now, if for example we Biafrans now Fulani, God forbid, they cannot do it. I'm just giving an example. The converters will become Muslims through this intimidation, and they hold us on the ground. Do you know that after our generations, maybe a third generation now will be defending how Allah is good? From 100 years coming, when people that knew about how we are converted through intimidation has gone, all has died, the generation that time will be defending. When you talk, they will quote. Their standard will be Quran. And Surah 15 say, Muhammad say, the same way people are quoting Bible as the standard. I don't know. Mama, people are now sometimes or the car. I don't know. Whether Mazi say I'm not sure. Honestly, I'm not sure. The same thing we are passing through now, crying. Our people pass through that system, this system now, even worse. Cried. When Europeans were Christianizing us. You understand? Our people cried, we are slaughtered, we are intimidated, everything. People that time now say, now what is happening to us? And they wish our people, they were crying. But today, how was it the standard of our righteousness? Do you see how stupid we are? We are not we IPOB. And the enlightened. It's not we. John chapter 4 verse 10. The Bible says, the standard of our righteousness. The same way. Aaron and the Fulani, succeed if they succeed in what they are doing today, and convert all of us through the sword, through killing our people, slaughtering our people in the farms, and killing us every day. If we cow down and turn to Islam, and the whole lot, because they will be on top of us in the next generations coming, from 100 years back coming. People that time, when you talk, them say, "Oh, Allah say in the book of Surah Quran say," because they didn't know the motive of their conversion. They were not there, and they didn't learn history. They are not ready. By that time, they will start telling you about the spirit that was in Muhammad. He come to him, and Allah say, if you quote it, tell you that no, but this is not our. He said, no, you are talking evil. Even he can bring you for blasphemy to stone you. The same way people are behaving today. When you talk, they say the book of Mark or one negi. The book of letter there in the Galatia today is even no more existing in the Europe. And the beacon. And sometimes I'm looking the buy say chai chineke. If only they can understand. If only they can understand. I need defend very sad indeed. Look at this man. He said, "Is better any Muslim is better than infidel." Who is an infidel? Any person is fit to be now. He's an infidel. Do you see it? He's an infidel. But one thing, are you mad about it? Calling you infidel, but you are calling your fellow brother infidel because he's not going to Assemblies of God with you. You are a fellow family member. No, you are Gentile. When you call somebody Gentile, it's the same thing. It's an infidel. Oh, you are pagan. He's infidel. Very, very sad indeed. Our people are perishing because they lack knowledge. They lack knowledge. When they call you infidel, you are mad, eh? But in the book of Galatia, it says, "Do not have association with Gentiles." Is what happened when we are small, 80s. People say, "No, I'm not going to meeting. Now, how can I go to village meeting?" But when they call you to you, you are mad. But you are calling it to you. You are calling your brother. Oh, you are Roman Catholic. You cannot marry my sister. We are Jehovah's Witness. I omo Chineke, omo Jehovah. Sometimes they can blame him with the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for worrying himself to deliver us. For worrying himself to deliver. People, but he says a mandate from Chukwu, and it's true. Otherwise, it equals the ignorance of people that you think that they should know. Go to the history of that thing. Study the history of how their motive of bringing it to us. Infidel. In a country we are fighting so that we get advanced. But these people, that is not their problem. Advancement, they don't even know what is called advancement. And you want us to continue staying in the same country with them? Is that what you're saying? We in Nigeria, we are subjugated and subdued. Do you understand me? We are subdued and subjugated. That is the reality. We need to deliver ourselves. Let me play this. If not the last one. One of Onyeri. Come, let me play it. Because whereas the Fulani are always talking tough, defending their territories, calling us infidel with impunity. Do you know what it means? Infidels, they are pigs that should be killed. You want nothing. John the HAUSA, the Kanu, they are everything that they are being, marginalized. They can kill them at any time. You don't dare see here. Hey, don't please happen no. On a shop, you can even carry one thing and you say, nah, leave them all. Let him carry that thing, go a beg. His money, don't worry, no problem. I'll replace it in Jesus' name. We need to fight and get what we want. Restore our dignity. Biafra is our dignity. Let's listen to this one. It's Peter Obi, who wants to save Nigeria. Listen, please.
Watch the clip and then you make the comparison.
Okay. Let's wait about Biafra. Biafra war ceased to exist 52 years ago, and it remains so. I'm a Nigerian. I contest as a Nigerian. I've said that those who are agitating.
That's it. Yes, he's a Nigerian. There is no doubt about it. But you see, these people, there is something they fail to understand. They want us to forget the injustice being meted upon us, so that you can be able to be a president for your political inclination or your political position. So forget. Do you know that the Second World War genocide against massacre of the Jews, every blessed day, I've watched this every day. If I scroll this Discovery, all these history channels, every blessed day, from one time or the other, they always televise it. I say I didn't say every week, every day. Scroll National Geographic, all Discovery, all. One of them must be showing the Second World War genocide against the Jews, the Holocaust. Do you know why? So that they don't forget. You remember what happens to you. It's not going back. You know, our people, they like, we have to move on. You can never move on without knowing your past. Your past molds you to move on into the future. That's it. We have to move on. Why are we dwelling in the past? We have to look into our past. But these people, they want us to, as they keep quiet, breathe and just plaster everywhere, seal it. Now we keep quiet and do as if nothing happened. They didn't kill us. No, let us bear it. And no, we will become traumatized race forever. Do you understand that? And that is what they want us to be. Traumatized race forever. We are not going to accept that. We have to move on to continue to bring back our dignity. That is what we are fighting here. Our dignity. You know, according to one of our veterans, when I will play, because we interviewed him yesterday, one of our veterans, Wanda Marian and I will play the thing these days. When I asked him on how he felt when the war ended, as a soldier, how did you feel when the war ended? When you heard that the war has ended and we lost? He said that it was a bittersweet development. They had to choose between continuing fighting and got our people slaughtered. That is number one. And stopping, joining Nigeria and become nothing. Hey, that is becoming subdued. In Nigeria, we are completely subdued, including our reasoning. They have put us in a cage where we become inferior. Inferiority complex, suffering from inferiority complex. It's a psychological issue. Whereby you don't know ya game na hapu kwande kwandi nwobodo na kwandi ndi fulani na abiko all the time. We continue playing politics of appeasement. This is very sad. You know, the Nigerian setting made our people, we don't know our left from our right any longer. Let me play this other clip also before I continue to opening the lines, please. Let me play. I don't know how many of you will recognize this music, please. That was 2015. I mean, or 19, sorry, 2019 that passed. Before 2019 election. Listen, these are Igbo elders. Old men we call elders. Listen to what they are singing. These are people, when they come to your communities, to our villages, we come out to respect them, that they are representing us. When you look at them here, these are people that should be commanding respect. This is a sign of slavery. Sign of slavery. Subjugation. And being subdued. That is, we don't have no ideology, we don't have no dignity, no red line, nothing. Everybody is fighting for what he can get, because we are in a Nigerian setting. And it is Nigerian setting. Inside Nigerian setting, we can never be a people. It is impossible. It's impossible. You know, as I said, when I asked one of our veterans a question on how he felt when the war ended, he said that it was a bittersweet development. They had to choose between continuing fighting and got our people slaughtered and massacred, that is number one, and stopping, joining Nigeria and become nothing, which we are today, nothing. That's become subdued. In Nigeria, we are completely subdued, including our reasoning. Do you understand? In Nigeria, why the Fulani and Yoruba are fighting for their collective ethnic interests, we are always trying to satisfy others, to prove that we are the tribalized Nigerians. We are never going to have or even think of our collective interests in the Nigeria setting. We have been subdued and subjugated into carrying Nigeria as our burden, while they are openly carrying their ethnic agenda as their own burdens. Nigeria has been manipulated to make us irrelevant. Just check the INEC voters list that is out. Just check. Check what when you check, you see that we are in a pathetic situation. They released the INEC final INEC list. You understand? He said that the all registered voters in Nigeria, 93 million voter register. Remember, Mietiala said they have 16 million. Standby. Only Mietiala. Only. Okay. Northeast is 12 million 542,429. Northwest 22 million 255,562. North Central 15 million 363,731. Southeast 10 million 907,606. South 14 million 440,714. Southwest 17 million 958,966. Do you see how subdued we are? When you check all these places, this is a continuation of the fraud, census fraud of Britain. We are Sahel region, the desert hostile region, is more populated than the southern side. This is exactly continuation of that abracadabra. And you see somebody go, I will come and fix Nigeria. Where are you going to start? Oh no, vote for him, is our brother. Okay, if you put him, how is he going to maneuver and do everything he said he would do? In order to prove that all the tribalized Nigeria, we are in a huge mess in Nigeria. We are in a bigger mess, living as slaves. Only if you can understand. What we want to do is to restore our dignity. That is why we can never stop. That is why we can never stop. Because stopping is a complete death penalty for all of us, everybody. Do you understand? The same way, as our veterans said, okay, had it been they continued the war. Because I said, why didn't even some people, some captains with some few boys, continue causing them problem? Because in a freedom fighting like this, you don't stop. If you stop, there must be something happening on the ground in order to be shaking the enemy that we still there. After all, the guns, the ammunition, arms and ammunition, we are never surrendered. I said no. If we stop, they will massacre us. I mean, if we continue, they will massacre us. But if we stop, we become nothing. Which one is it not the same thing? Gradual death to kill you gradually. Than to say, we continue, we can get something. And they stopped. In a freedom fighting, you never stop. It doesn't matter the system. You never stop. South Sudan fought for 39 years. I used to say this. They fought 2 wars. 2 consecutive wars. For 39 years. Our leader have been saying that we lack consistency. Igbo man, Biafran, that we lack consistency. We must have an excuse to stop. Oh, now we are suffering. We stop. But when we stop, that suffering will be elongated. It will be, little by little, they will be killing us, but gradually. Look at where we are today. See the same thing. Is it not we do this thing once and for all? Man die but once. It's only a coward that dies 1,000 times before he's raised. That is it. Because that's slaughtering. Are they not slaughtering us? Haven't they been slaughtering us? Every time they do riot. Also HAUSA. How many times? People are being slaughtered. Is it not the same slaughter? But we are back to Nigeria. We are in peace. No, we are subdued and subjugated. Look at how INEC, they manipulated us into irrelevance. When you go to all those places, the fraud, they brought people from Niger, from every part of Africa, and you still see Igbo people there. They are the people that you see. As I said, that what they want to permanently turn us into, the cement that gum the block of one Nigeria. So that in HAUSA you have Igbos there. They command them who to vote for. In Lagos, the Igbos in Lagos, Oba will come and command them who to vote for. Otherwise, he will kill all of them. The same everywhere. So that we'll be divided piece by piece, piecemeal by piecemeal, to be swallowed. You understand? But in Biafra will be a people, the people that can be able to challenge any status quo. That is what I'm saying. Our people are relegated to playing politics of appeasement. You see it. We are Hanezendibo. We are Akanchawa, Buhari Gachi in 2019. Only to appeasement, to try to appease, because they are not Nigerians enough. They are supporters club. Whatever the supporter club, that is how sad it is. In the Nigerian setting, they want us dissolved into the cement for gumming the one Nigeria blocks. They turned us into thinking about me and I and myself. That is the bitter reality. In Nigeria, we can never be a bunch, because they are drawing us, centripetally, centripetal force or centrifugal force, drawing us from the center. You understand me? That is why we can never be one, because there must be clashes of interest. This Allah is a plan. This Allah we call, they say, make sure you hold your man. This one, make sure you hold your man. This one, make sure you hold your man. Do not allow them to be together. That is the plan. That is the plan. They turned us into thinking about me, I and myself. But we are fighting for Biafra so that we can be revived into the people, a bunch we were before. The bunch that resisted Britain for 31 years. Do you know what it means? Without being the people, the bunch, we couldn't have resisted. Our ancestors couldn't. Our ancestors who you are demonizing, those that died that we might be alive today, they wouldn't have resisted Britain for 31 years. Ekumeku warriors. The only way to liberate ourselves from this subjugation is what we are doing. That is Biafra restoration. That is the only way. The truth and the life. Nothing more. That is the only way. Therefore, by joining what we are doing, please, in order to get to our destination. Our destination is Biafra. I'm going to stop here. I will go into a few minutes break so that when I come back, our lines will be opened. Please don't go away. I'll be right back.
ya kenne ya ga-anọrịrị ya ọkụkọ sị na ihe na-esi aṅụ mmiri lewe anya n'elu na ọ bụ ebe ọnwụ na-egbu ya na-esi abịa. Biko nụ anyị ji ohere a anyị onwe anyị mmadụ ibe ya n'ihi na onye a na-achụ ehi na-akpọku ma ọ na-abụ ọkụkọ nwa anụ ọhịa ya gakwuru ka osisi ọ kọwakwanụ mmadụ ya n'ihi na onye a na-achụ ehi na-akpọku ma o jighị ọgwụ ya o ji nri ya ebe nwata na-ebe akwa na-atụ aka ma isi nne ya nọ ya nne ya ga-anọrịrị ya ọkụkọ sị na ihe na-esi aṅụ mmiri lewe anya n'elu na ọ bụ ebe ọnwụ na-egbu ya na-esi abịa. Biko nụ anyị ji ohere a anyị onwe anyị bụ ụmụafọ Biafra, Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB na aha mkpimkpi n'okpuru onye ndu anyị bụ Mazi Nnamdi Kanu dị ya nsọ na-arịọ ndị eze, ndị ụka dị iche iche, ndị ọha obodo dị iche iche, ndị ụmụnne nna, ndị ụmụnne nne na ọsịkwa na ọsịrị ka ha bikonyere anyị aka dịka ugwu ka anyị buru ebele. Nchọnchọ anyị mere gosiri na ozu ndị a niile bụ nke ndị anyị nọ na mọchụarị anyị na-elebere so na-akele anyị ụkwụ na-epile anyị aja na garị. Biko nụ ka anyị mara na ihe anyị ga-eme lipụ ozu ndị a, hapụkwa na ihe ndị ọzọ sochiri ya. Anyị lipụchi ozu ndị a nwanne, anyị abịa n'obi emeghakwara ama ndị sochiri ya. Anyị na-arịọ unu onye ọbụla nwụrụ nụ were mkpụrụ ụbọchị 3 lie ya, bịa hazie ihe niile. Ihe mezikwanara emezi a na-akpọ ya nwa mma. Biko nụ ihe ndị a na-ebutere anyị nsogbu rue na a ga-eji mọchụarị na-akpa anyị ọgba ebe niile. Ozu a dọrọ n'ihu, dọrọ n'azụ, dọrọ n'ụlọ, dọrọ n'uko, dọrọ n'usekwu, dọrọ na palọ, dọrọ na senta tebụl. Anyị na-ele ya anya. Chineke igbe ozu mana m ụmụnna ma enwe ike iji amịrị igbe akwa ebe mkpokoro eso dị mma ma ejighị ya eme ọla aka. Unu ma ihe m na-ekwu maka na nwata bee nne ya bee nna ya amara na ihe ọ ga-ebe agwụla. Anyị arịọ unu ka unu nwee ike mee ihe ugbu a mgbe chi na-efobere tutu mmiri asọwa ọgba. Anyị ma ihe iji na-ekwu ihe a, ụfọdụ mọchụarị nọ n'ala Biafra anyị ga-emechi ha n'ihi na mọchụarị abụghị ebe ụmụntakịrị na-aga egwuregwu, ọ bụghị ebe ndị okenye na-aga ezuru ike, ọ bụghị ebe a na-atatụ ihe n'ọnụ ma ọ bụkwa ngaji n'eze, ọ bụghị ebe a na-aga nlele. Ihe eji agba na ntị eji ya agba n'anya. Anyị na-arịọ unu ka unu mee ihe kwesịrị nụ ka ala anyị dere ji, ka obodo anyị dere ji. Unu cheta na onye ọbụla rere ala lie mmadụ o liele ozu labụ. Ihe abụọ apụle n'ahụ ka anyị nyere unu onwe anyị aka. Ihe meziri emezi a na-akpọ ya nwa mma. Anyị anaghị aba mba ma arịrịọ ka anyị na-arịọ unu ma ọ bụrụ na na-asịkwanụ na unu agaghị elebara ihe ndị ahụ anya n'otu ọ dị na mbụ ka ọ ga-adịgide, nwanne anyị enweghị ihe ọzọ anyị ga-eme na-abụghị ime ihe kwesịrị nụ, n'ihi na anyị onwe anyị bụ ụmụafọ Biafra agaghị anọ ihe eri ọba anyị. Ozi a unu na-anụ ugbu a si n'aka ndị IPOB, Indigenous People of Biafra, na-abịara unu n'okpuru onye ndu anyị bụ Mazi Nnamdi Kanu dị ya nsọ. Ọ bụ ha na-akọ mgbịrịmgba maka na osisi nwa ọnwụ otu ya afọ ọ nụrụ ka ala ibe. Ndewo.
Welcome back. This is Radio Biafra HAUSA-SERVICE coming to you through Radio Biafra London. My name remains Mazi Chinedu from Alu province of Biafra land. We are here live and direct, and today is the 13th day of January 2023, being Obochi Orie. Our lines are now opened as usual. Our direct line is +1 213 328 6224. I repeat, +1 213 328 6224. Our WhatsApp and Signal line is +1 +61 405 142 547. I repeat, +61 405 142 547. Call us and give us your view. Even if it is contrary view, it doesn't matter, because here I love it when people call in order to bring contrary views with facts and figures. We are learning from each other. I have a caller on, let me see, caller on direct line. Can you hear me? Caller on direct line, can you hear me? Please go on. Caller on direct line. Let me see. The caller, I will try to bring you back. Let me see. Caller on, meanwhile, caller on WhatsApp, please. Welcome to the program. Go on, please. Can you hear me? Udo Drege.
Yeah, thank you. Udo Drege Mangoa, Mazi Udo Drege. Mazi, you know, there's something that I find out from exactly what is going on from your analysis this evening. You look at the height of agitation that is in Biafra land, but you still find politicians, especially somebody like Trimbu, coming to Enugu to address our people in the manner. This is somebody that was running away the other day after killing people in Target. Can't we think a little bit, why are we being subjugated like this? Is it not our own people who have sold us to these people? I mean, they are Yoruba land. They talk to us the way they want. They come to our land. They talk to us the way they want. The Fulani are, in the other hand, also they still talk to us the way they want. There's another clip I was expecting you also to play this evening. It's about somebody who said, before you kill a Fulani man, come and kill me first. Come and kill him, which is the former Ohanese leader. I mean, sometimes I'm trying to find out, I'm trying to think that maybe these people are the ones that are actually sold us. Okay, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been given bail, discharged and acquitted. He is fighting for equity for our people. But none of the governors or even the politicians has spoken about it. Something is wrong somewhere. Maybe we are all caged somehow. Somehow, there is something fundamentally wrong with our people. Nobody is speaking for us. The only person that came to speak for us has been sold to the enemy. You talked about church sometime, mention it. You don't know. Me and you, I think, I don't know how old you are, but from all I see indications, we were in the height of this deceit that they brought church to us. Because it's part of the reason why our people are reasoning the way they are reasoning. Some things will happen. They say, leave it to God. If you tell anybody now about Peter Obi, say he's not a Biafran is dead. They will say, leave it to God. But these are the same people who have been saying, Kramol is saying, Peter Obi is coming to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Peter Obi is coming to give us Biafra. Okay, since we don't have Biafra, let's have Igbo presidency. Does that person look at somebody who is coming to even help his own people? If let's say, let's assume today, I love your program so much, so much. The way you were calm, taking it one by one. People were killed in Enugu State. So-called presidency could not say anything. The person that is coming to be the Igbo president, that thing that we've never had. Let me tell our people something. Biafrans, you're listening to Radio Biafra all over the world. There is something Obi is dragging us backward for more than 100 years before the amalgamation. What he is trying to do, and the followers that are adamant, they don't want to listen, that he is not going there to represent any Igbo interest. He is going there to represent himself, because he is also, like you mentioned here about Luchas Okorocha. All of them, they are into the same. They are in the same problem. Since the day he become a pastor till today, he doesn't come out again, because what? If you come out, they will go and arrest him.
Akpagoya,
yes. Whatever P2B is doing, he's doing it because if he doesn't do it, the people that is asking him to go and do what he's doing is going to deal with him. It is not about us. It is not about our interests. It is not about the Igbo presidency. It's about survival of the Igbo race. Lastly, I'm going to say what happened in the language that at least South Africa have done a little bit better towards that level. But do you know what they did better, more than even that Afrikaans language? Because it's more of Boer and Afrikaans. You know what they did better? In some of the schools, they teach in Afrikaans. In some of the schools, they teach in Xhosa. In some of the schools, when you go to those rural area, you will find out a South African person that is that have already come out from high school. He doesn't know how to speak English, but he can write English very well. But I am telling you, when you ask him to write Xhosa, Zulu, he will write it as if it's a first language. So they made every language out of the 11 language a composite language. You must teach your people with your own language. If you find that opportunity,
that is one of the best things that could happen to a country. One of the best things that could happen to a country. Imposition of foreign values.
You must teach your people with your own language. If you find that opportunity,
that is one of the best things that could happen to a country. One of the best things that could happen to a country. Imposition of foreign values.
I ask, which God are you talking about? Mazi, thank you so much. There were
Mazi. We must continue. I have people calling on direct line. I want to pick somebody on direct line, but I don't know. I want to pick somebody on direct line, but they are not calling now until people start calling. Caller. On WhatsApp, please go on. Welcome to the program. Can you hear me?
Yes, Mazi, Jonathan. Good evening.
Welcome to the program.
May Chukwokike bless you abundantly.
And you too.
I've been listening to your program for almost 1 year now. I don't miss your program. And today is my first day of calling and getting you. In fact, you have said it all. You have said almost everything that needed to say. But I must urge you to continue to be speaking. You are saying the fact as it is. You are not missing anything there. Chineke m gozie gị. Every other day, when I think of what is happening to us over there, I think of what is happening to us over there. Because he deals on the main issue, the religion, the hopeless and useless religion they brought to us and use it to remove us from our God. They use it to remove us and make us vulnerable for every other attack from enemies. God bless you abundantly.
And you
continue.
Too.
God encourages you. I pray for you every morning. I do pray for you every morning. You never know. Just like I pray for Nnamdi Kanu every morning. I do pray for you because what you are bringing in here. Hey. One name Chineke gozie gị ka m kwusi okwu ebe a.
Gozikwa gị ndewo.
Jishike.
Udo dịrị gị.
Jishike.
Ndewo.
Jishike nwanne.
Ndewo ekere ọrụ eke. Caller on. Wait, let me see. Caller on direct line, can you hear me?
Mazi, good evening. It's not easy for what you're doing for your motherland. And the Hamadike, one of Biafra land, the Ekenko was protecting, gave him good head. He must be released by force by fire. We are not beginning them. Mazi, you know, you have said it all, Mazi. You don't talk a fish, Mazi. I tell you, you don't talk a fish. This evening lecture is entering. If our people can open their brain and grab what you are saying, but sometimes if you enter from the other ear, it come out from the other side of the ear. Mazi, you see, those people who are blaming you, you know, in Nigeria, Mazi, in that zoo, in that hellfire in Nigeria, we are slaves for many donkey years. That is why Ekenkrowa brought Ahmadike to come and deliver us from this slavery. And he has stand to face the reality. He has stand to face the problem directly. That is why he's fighting with an end to liberate us from this slavery. We, the IPPS, have risen up. We are the only one that say no to slavery. We cannot continue to be slaves. That's the reality. Now, those people, you talk about those that are trying to threaten you in Saturday lecture. Now, those people are the people that what we are doing is they are the one benefiting from the system, this religious Christianity that are booming up in the zoo, mainly in our land. They are the one benefiting from the system of that religion Christianity in Nigeria. Or that person is an ignorant. Or he is an animal who does not reason. But some of them doesn't reason. Those that are threatening you are the one benefiting from the system. It's like we are putting sand inside their garage. I'm telling you the reality. These are the evil men benefiting from the system. That is a religion. Or the person is an ignorant man being who doesn't listen. Because white man did not get God. God does not come from white man land. That's the reality. So those of them defending what they don't know, they are ignorant. That's the reality. Had it been that Islam conquered us before the British came in contact with our people, That is how Igbo man will be fighting.
We'll be quoting and Quran say, Surat this say, is what we'll be quoting.
Yes. His brother has made the spam. His brother has speak against Prophet Muhammad from Saudi Arabia and against Quran. That is exactly what they're doing today, defending Christianity. And they don't want to go and study the history of this Christianity. They are the descendants. What they did to us and what is the purpose of Christianity coming to Africa. They don't want to listen and go and study history. What they are expected of defending is that customer, that good news that the white man handed over to them to start quoting. Second Matthew say, Ezekiel chapter 3 say, Matthew chapter 4 say, Romans say, that's what they know. They know nothing. Nothing is their our people friend. They know nothing, man. They know nothing. I've been teaching them, lecturing them even my side where I'm staying. But some of them, their brain is empty. And when I see them, I know that these are the ignorant people. But some of them is entering. They have been learning from me also. Many of them are ignorant, man. They don't know anything. People don't know anything. Today, they are running away from Islam. They don't know this is what the Christianity do to us. Because they don't know the history of what Christianity did. They don't know what they did to our forefathers. You see, they will be defending, putting ancestors of a white man that conquer us for the goodness of their own people. That's what they are defending. Because our people are ignorant. And they are benefiting from that system. That is why they are standing strong, helping the politicians, supporting the government to kill their own people. Because the people who say those that do not associate with an unbeliever, that people that are supposed to be killed, infidels, are some people who went away, who now go and join us with the Fulanese, the most radical or infidels, to massacre our people. And since then, they are killing us with that time to today. They are still killing us. And they are giving them guns, supplying them everything to kill the people they claim that they worship the same God. Man, is it not hypocrisy? That doesn't tell people that this is hypocrisy. That this is the wayo. They play us wayo. And today, those that they call themselves the so-called man of God in that zoo, the political man of God, that's who they are. Instead of to come and say, no, why must we join these people because they are infidel as they told us in that Bible? No, rather they are the ones supporting the government, the Fulani that are another radical infidel to kill them that are the real head of God as they claim. Now, is it not hypocrisy? Again, they tell us in that story, that Bible story, that what divided Lot and his brother Abraham was a cattle rearing. Lot cattle was trespassing, Abraham was trespassing, and they were contamination. They were trying to fight each other because of trespassing another person's land. And they now decided to separate themselves in peace so that they will stay in peace and share common battle. The other person will go the other way, this one go the other way, let this one get rest. But today, what they are reading inside that Bible, why the so-called Christian in Nigeria, the so-called the GO, have never come out to stand for that truth and defend that truth, practice that thing physically so that their followers will know that yes, these people are really serving God. But the answer is no. They are choosing to join the same government who brought the herdsmen to kill their own people, and this herdsmen has transferred from the north to our land. Today, they are grabbing land, the people, building their own settlement that are divide Lot and Abraham, and they went in peace and rest. But Mazi, is it not time our people to know that this is hypocrisy, that this thing they are saying is a lie? But it is true. Stand and physically and fight and defend that truth. That is why today Ahmadike is in jail because he stands by the truth. He is a man of God who stands by the truth and defend the truth and practice that truth physically. And today we are following him because he has proven, showing example as a leader. For these people in the zoo,
I think maybe your airtime is finished. Caller on Signal. Welcome to the program. Can you hear me? Caller on Signal.
Yes, I can hear you, my brother.
Mazi. Welcome to the program. Happy New Year.
Thank you very much. Yeah, Happy New Year. Happy New Year, my brother. Yes. Thank you. Happy New Year, Biafrans. And blessed New Year, and year of fulfillment, and year of liberation, and the year of redemption, and year of Hamadike will rejoin us and finish the job that Chukwuka Biama gave him. My name is Ifan Chukwumada Abuchi, and I'm calling from the Kingdom of the Netherlands. We are treating subdued and subjugation. You see, I can tell you that there's a European and American angle in this our subjugation and our subdued state. You see, today I read somewhere that Spain said that we help Nigeria to fight insecurity. So all the protests that we have been sending to European Union, to Spain, to every country in Europe and America, all these years, they're not hearing about it. Now America gave Nigeria 50 million naira, dollars to fight their selection or do their selection, they call it election. But all our protestation and complaint about our plight in Nigeria, they don't hear it. They want to have election. European Union sent election monitors even before the end of the year. So they want to do the election so that their cash cow Nigeria will be maintained. So I have to tell Biafrans and every lover of freedom that he who is rejected doesn't reject himself. We take the Europeans and the Americans as our closest in terms of value system. But that is not being reciprocated to us. Because if all we are saying all this time is not entering, my brothers, they subdued and subjugated us so much so that our political leaders cannot defend us nor speak about our plight and oppression in Nigeria. For instance, all the killings that is killing from, let me start from the most fresh ones, a mass, they kill us every day anyway, but I'm talking the mass slaughter of our people in Hamufu, and then you go to Olu, you go to Hofia, and all the other parts of Biafra land. Who is that political figure? Who is that elite or elite? Who is that intelligentsia and intellectual? Who is that elite that have come and spoken about the killing and the massacre of our people, starting from Hamufu and then down to the older ones and the other smaller ones and the ones that slaughtering our people in
Mazi, can I say something here?
Yes, my brother.
People, do you know that IPOB, if IPOB sometimes, some diplomats, some foreign diplomats, when they meet IPOB, they'll be saying, but all these things you are talking, all these things, yes, we are watching. But when we always have meeting with your political representatives of Igbo political representatives of Igbo extraction, of your side, the Biafra extraction. We used to have meeting with them, and we expect them, if we ask them, what about all these things that we hear? What is happening really? They say, no. These are miscreants. These are people that are, they play low that nothing is happening is not true. They cancel whatever we are crying. They say it's not true. That is the reality.
Yeah.
They always say that this is not true.
Yeah.
What we are talking, I mean Igbos, I mean Biafrans. They don't raise it. So the thing, is an official issue. In this world, the things has procedures. So when these people are not saying it, when they raise it, they say, no, don't mind them, it's not true. So they say, okay, but it's baffling. Yeah. So this is the messy situation we are in. Mazi, go on, please.
It is so sad. It is so sad that people who are telling us now, let's support the one person or the other. He's one of us. He will do it for us. Why didn't we come all of us to support Mazi, Nnamdi, Kanu, and IPOB to get freedom forever? final solution. But be it as it may, we IPOB stand where we stand. We have nothing to do with the Nigerian election, but it's a shame to anybody who is seeing their people being slaughtered, and it is because of that subjugation, the caliphate and the neo-colonialists impose leaders of all sorts on us. Look at when they were trying to select who will be Nnamdi president after Nyangwodo. The Fulani people said it will be Gaddafi, Ambassador Obiozo, George Obiozo. I thought they were joking. We were making jest of them and saying, who are you to tell us who will be the president of Apex Igbo organization? But like joke, this man, the late Obiozo, emerged as they wished. And then look at the imposition of Uzodimma in Imo State. So what are we talking about? They're telling us about election. Even if our person manages to come to power in any level, be it governorship or wherever level, even in the presidency, like when our brother Goodluck Ebele Jonathan was there, he will do everything to satisfy his benefactors and the paymasters to show them that he's a decriminalized Nigeria, like you said. So negating and even relegating our issues at the back burner. Our brother Jonathan said he thought they will stone him in Otuoke when he came home because he didn't do anything in that place. What I want to say again is that anyone who says to you that we mustn't blame foreigners because of our plight, and that is we blame ourselves. After accepting that charge, you will then ask that person, why are our people who seek for high political office in Nigeria, why do they go to UK to get permission even to contest? And then why is their so-called what do you call it, High Commissioner in Nigeria, the UK High Commissioner in Nigeria, why is she like the Queen of England and even more powerful than the President of the country? Why is she having meeting with the whole cabinet? Even when somebody is being to be jailed or whatever, that woman will be there, running up and down like she's the president. Even the president don't go anywhere like she does. So these are the things we know that is happening. But the people we are embracing are not embracing us. If up to almost 400 million barrels of oil is going to a country that is championing democracy, this is not oil they bought. This is stolen oil. What are we talking about? Only us, but us, by the grace of Chukwuokike Abiyama, we rescue our people and our land. Nobody will do it for us. So support our leadership, the DOS, support the ESN, and let's chart our way home. God bless Biafra. Thank you, my brother.
Mazi, Isike. Caller on WhatsApp. Welcome to the program. Can you hear me? Caller on WhatsApp.
Hello.
Yeah. Welcome to the program.
Hello.
Mazi, go on.
My name is Biafra. I want to thank all my Biafran people, all my IPOB members, all our members, all our family members in the world. I want to say Happy New Year to all of us. I want to say Happy New Year to all of us. Hello.
Ndewo Mazi. Ndewo. Happy New Year to you too. Go on.
Hello.
Mazi Gani who go on.
My name is Biafra.
Yes, Neku, I will not be interrupting you. Go on now, Gani Neku.
Okay. I want to say Happy New Year to all of us. Happy New Year to our 10. our Lord. I want to say happy birthday to him. And I want to wish us Biafra. I want to wish us Biafra. Yes. I want to wish all of us a happy new year. And this year is a year of our freedom. Our freedom. Yes, I am. Yes, I am on. I said that this year is our year of freedom. And by the grace of God, our freedom.
You say?
Ask me because I want to ask you a question. Those of our politicians that always have meetings with those foreign, those international, we feel that they are representing us. But they are not representing us. Can't we do something for them on that their behalf? Can't we do anything like to stop them from holding meetings to those people in the way that they are representing us?
Udodi, I don't know Ikuchago because I have to take another listen so that you can listen. Thank you very much. What we are doing, IPOB has their modus operandi, so that is it. And what we are doing is what we are doing. We remain focused and formidable. That is it. Caller on WhatsApp. Can you hear me? Caller on WhatsApp.
Yes, I can hear you. Mazi Jonathan, good evening.
Yeah, well, welcome to the program.
Yeah, this Engineer Madi, I'm calling from my base. So I have a little contribution this evening because I heard your analysis, what you have been saying. So please, Radio Biafra is where we listen to learn and to know where we are going and where we are coming, and to know where we made our mistake and to know our problem. So please, I don't know if you normally listen to other presenters in this radio, like the one in the Middle East and the one in the other side of Wachineke. Because today's topic lead into the way the British brought this religion of within that kept us in this captivity. So if you can talk to them, because even tomorrow morning you will see our brother Wachineke in program now on Saturdays. All his program will be reading chapter. Because why I'm saying this, you cannot be saying another thing in one station. Another station will be saying another thing. So I believe we should come together, and if we are fighting a battle, we fight a common system battle that we are fighting, that our problem is this. Tomorrow morning by 7 o'clock, Wachineke will start his program. After his own, the one in Israel, or below, will start his own. And all they will do there is reading quotation of the Bible. And that is what is leading our people that they don't listen properly. So this is my contribution this evening. God bless Biafra.
There, Mazi. The beauty of this thing we are doing, everybody is entitled to his opinion and belief. That is number one thing. Also, you have the right to call in, to ask questions. Because it's not me that is going to talk to somebody and say, no, I don't have that authority. When you start calling in, say, but why this, why that? You have that mandate. I mean, you have that right. Somebody can call me here and say, no, Mazi Jonathan, I don't agree in this. Look at my reason. I will not shut him up. I don't know, Mazi, whether you understand what I'm saying. So, it is not a calling to complain. Let us be practical. As I've been inviting people to call, you can call and disagree with what I'm saying with facts and figures. People are listening. It's on air. It's not something private. So, any person that is, you're a Biafran, you're an IPOB, you say, okay, you call, you say, okay, Mazi, why this, I disagree with this, I disagree. Likewise in my own program. It's like that. So that if you prove the whole thing, if superior argument is what we are looking for, what is the basis of our struggle? Superior argument. That is it. So that is not something that I will call, well, stop talking like, no. I cannot. You understand? After all, there are those that might disagree with me, which I always invite. I plead during our Saturdays program. I say, please, can you call? We are not fighting. It is not personal. After all, Jesus. Jesus awonye olu ka awonye Biafra ka what I'm hustling or trying to do restore is our own thing. So why should it be personal? If you have that thing you can talk to counter what I'm saying, or do it. If you also have what you can say to counter what others are saying in their platform, call and say it. That is who we are. So that is what I will answer you. There, Mazi.
Okay.
There,
yeah. I understand what you mean.
Yes. So that's it.
But encounter or not encounter, we have seen it in reality that problem we are having in Africa is religion. This European brought to us, and we are here now we are now in Europe. We see that the religion is fraud. Even then that brought it, they don't practice, they don't do it, they don't use it to make their road or to create any infrastructure in their land or for their school. They only brought those things to subdue people. That is the reason why they brought that religion. So that the people will not mind their way. The way you are saying this evening, that if Biafra should come, that we will go back to our ethnic, the way we are before they come, to write in our constitution where we understand. So that even a lay person in the village will understand what they are saying in the constitution, not English. You can see what the... Okay.
I understand, but just as I said, I stand on what I said. If, for example, you don't agree, or as I'm doing this program, or Saturday's program, 10 people call and was against what we are doing with facts and figures, it's not by fighting. Another person called every day. I'm doing it. People call. I will start making more research. I say, but what I'm doing is it. Maybe I'm mistaken, because everybody cannot be. Most people cannot be right, and I'm wrong. I'm right. The same way, if you don't agree with others, you call them. We should stop complaining and being practical. You call them, take phone, call anybody, take phone, you call, you ask question. As you are finishing, another person is calling. As you are finishing, another person is calling, saying the same thing. I'm telling you, that solves the problem. Finish. But when you don't call now, you want me to do it. Our people, we love a shortcut. It's not like that. We should be practical. That is what I'm saying, and nothing more. Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you very much. I have a caller on signal. Caller on signal. Welcome to the program. Can you hear me? Oh, the caller has dropped. I think we will be. Oh, I have somebody waiting. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Before I forget, caller Mazi, welcome to the program. Can you hear me? Mazi, you go.
Yes, Mazi.
There, we'll go on, please.
Thank you very much, my big brother Mazi Jonathan. I salute you for the good job that you are doing. May God guide and protect you. May He protect Onyendu. At the same time, I say Ndebuo, may He continue to protect Onyendu anywhere he is. All the HODS, DOS members, I greet you, I salute you from the bottom of my heart, and all the whole principal officers that is working assiduously, and IPOB members all over the whole world. Where he is, all the HODS, DOS members, I greet you, I salute you from the bottom of my heart, and all the whole principal officers that is working assiduously, and IPOB members all over the whole world. I'm not complaining.
we are not going to be afraid of any because there is something you do to us. Is there. We can't, Mazi said, they can never allow them to sweep it under the carpet. That is what we are doing. We are not going to allow them to sweep it under the carpet. We have to accept they kill about 75 million of Biafras as it stands right now. Then we know that yes, they have achieved what they wanted to do. But as long as we are still alive, if you kill me today, there is another go to somewhere. That is what I believe. And I have died a long time ago to make sure that my people must be free. Mazi, the main reason why I called this evening is to explain something to my people. You know, we are opportune to come to Europe, and then we have learned a lot. Forget about these criminals that are jumping up and down in the name of their fighting freedom. These criminals that Lai Mohammed and the Lorito Noche put into IPOB for a long time. You know, they came to, some of them less than 6 months in IPOB. They want to ask DOS, where is that money? What are you doing? Where is that money? These are idiots who do not even know how IPOB roll. You don't even know the code of conduct of IPOB. Just 3 months, 4 months, you will see them coming out in social media. Man, them go around now, and we can go around here. Go up on social media and they make noise. A flav. Rubbish idiot in your nation. When you come to protest, he's listening to me. I make up a rubbish one day. Here. Because all the same place I got the booming here. These are people that some of them don't even know what IPOB stands for. They will see them talking on social media as if they know what they are talking. Most of us that live in IPOB, drink in IPOB, we never ask questions. We just do what they ask us to do. Because I know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have something for Biafra. I know it. You don't need somebody to tell you. Nebu nata biscuit down hata biscuit lota hata pa biscuit lapru bomb no hungry people how chana people ever have idiots. We work to put, not to take. There is nothing we are gaining, and I am proud to support IPOB to make sure that we get our freedom. You know, our people did not know what is called 7.something millions of Biafrans being killed. If even one person that has been killed every day, it turns me, it makes my head goes, it spins. How much more 7.something million? If not because of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, I will never know that our people have gone through this type of pain, penury, suffering, anger, killing, everything. If not because of him, I was thinking that Nigeria is for us, but I never know that we are living no. But Mazi, me, I say it all. But you see these Europeans that they will go to the zoo. They want to go and ask our politicians. But what is happening to your people now? They will tell them, oh, forget about them. They are misgrants. Nothing is happening. Mazi, am I coming out clear? Thank you. They will come and ask that question, and they will go back because our DOS and our all our things goes to them. They see it. But let me ask them. Me. I challenge them everywhere, both where I work. I let them understand my pain. I don't hide it. I'm a man. I don't hide my feeling. I'm somebody. I don't hide my feeling. And I'm a judge about it because I can. Let me put it this way: where our people will understand the reason why these European people are devilish, evil people. Since you said you did not, when they go and ask your people, they said there's nothing happening. But to these people, they have all these intelligent spies. Mazi, I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. They have America have FBI, CIA, Israel have Mossad, Germany have I don't know what they call their own. Britain have MI6 and MI15. Canada they have their spies everywhere. As I'm speaking to you, America have CIA in Nigeria. Britain have MI5, MI16 in Nigeria. So since they went to there to ask them, and they want to tell me that they are not seeing how Fulanis are killing our people, they don't see the last train in Edo State where they adopt people. Why can't they go underground and do the investigation the way they always go underground in other countries and make their investigation and come out and use it and show us in television? See, this is what they find out.
See, they know what they are doing. This is just their official excuse. They know what is happening even more than everybody. It's it's politics.
Why am I telling you our people? Because I know they know. Because if they said they know Chineke won't, they know. Mazi, even these people, their agent can come and live in the same apartment with you. We know how they operate. For them to get what they want, how much more Pagmaya Zoo, who did not even have security, they are there. But why can't they report it to their government direct and say these people are lying to you? Look at what we find out. They are killing these people. No, something is wrong. We have to at least say something. Look at a girl of 22 years old. A Fulani, that man, a Fulani idiot, say he's a soldier in Lugu. Didn't that girl, whatever that girl put herself into, I don't know. Because I can't say what I don't know. If she's, but I believe as long as all Igbo girl, they will do anything to blackmail IPOB. So did they want to tell me that whatever the allegation they lay on that girl, she did it? No, but they want to use it to, show something to the whole world. Even as at that, the girl was telling her in her period, if you shoot her, she win, the gun will enter. The man was telling her, he will wait, I laugh, because he's an Igbo person. They will do you all they have. But let me tell these people, if you are an IPOB member, if you never made up your mind to die for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Biafra, it's better you just go and drink acid and die somewhere. Because you know what? We will fight these people both in abroad, both in Biafra land. We will fight them. Because there is no how. Ayaga Kokashi, Ayamabende Fulani. We know where they are. We don't hide it. See, there is a way here carrying Grangano because you know why? Their international radio TV gave here by force. By force. That gave here. Can you we will let Hamlet? Then you don't feel anything they are wise. They are not wise. They're using what is in our backyard to bribe the international community. That was the fact, is the truth. But these people they are bribing, they can't even say, but wait, why is these people bribing us with all these things? There's something wrong. Let's go and find out. They can't find out because they want us all die. But we say no, we cannot die. But let me come back to Biafra land. You see, our people knows, you see these Ebubago people, our people knows who they are. You can easily give us their location. You can easily tell us. Some of them live with their. You cannot tell me that you don't know their wife, you don't know their children. They live around, but we know that hopes of them might come. Some of them in stadium, give them security. You want to tell me that at this point in time, all the things that have been happening in the zoo, they are killing our people, our own people. They are using our own people again. Couple with you will go easy way back. You go and kill your own brother. Don't you know no a taboo? You give because of ego politicians. You don't see that all these politicians, even though Biafra land is burning today, they don't speak. You know why they don't speak? They don't want to lose that their glory. You know why? That their glory. When they come out and dangle one bag of one cup of rice for you, they don't want to. They don't want to come out. They want to subdue you so that the more onion one onion. Hallelujah. Now we all come. They rather see Biafra land born and for them to that their glory being taken away from them. But we are going to do away with these politicians. In due time, we are going to do away with these politicians. You see these politicians you are seeing in our land. Stop going to church and pray demon. They are the demon you are seeing. These politicians. How are the demon? Are you aware that Fulani are even afraid of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? All Igbo politicians, Igbo politicians. Didn't Manami told you that he will consult Igbo politicians? Do not around the Fulani Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Are Igbo politicians now? Because Fulani that Mazi many things all Igbo politicians but we are not going to give up. How are we going to give up this fight? Give up this fight or will at the end of us? The best thing I get, these people on our land, they were our people. We will kill them. They will kill us, we kill them at the end of the day. Biafra will come wherever we be restored. That is what he told us. They will kill us, we kill them. At the end of the day, Biafra must be restored. Look for them, Mananda will mark them. You have intelligence. Give by they are all human beings. And before I drop, I know that our leaders are listening. If Asari Dokubo are still bringing his Kalabari brothers to come and kill us in Biafra land, they should come out and make it public to the whole world. Write a memo and submit it to the whole world, so that tomorrow they will not say that we are Biafran army to come and kill them in their land, because we say the truth and stand the consequences, because they know what they have done to their people. Igbo people never kill anybody. We never conquered anybody. We just want to live peacefully in our land. But if Asali Dokubo is bringing his Karibari brothers to come and kill us in our land, then any day we rose up, let him know that he invited this bee by himself, because it will surely happen. He will come into our land to kill our people. Mazi, don't drag. I'm happy here.
The program, we are winding down slowly towards the end of this program. Honestly, I have people calling on direct line. If somebody is speaking, I don't know. It's very, very okay. Let me. Wada Mariam, can you hear me? Welcome to the program.
Am I online?
Yes, of course you are. Go on, you are. Welcome to the program.
Mazi, good afternoon, sir. It's Marian Hyder. How are you doing today? I just want to greet everyone from Ohamadike, observing all protocols, to the list of us, because I don't want to waste time. My respect, my all due respect, utmost of it. Mazi, why I'm calling now is because there was a brother that called in and was asking you to kind of admonish or advise one of our own that comes on every day, I think 3 days a week or 4 days a week, by the name Chineke. That's how he calls it. Now, my name is Marian Hyder. I want to speak to our brother and some of us, because Mazi, if I can recall, and I believe my memory so far is still intact and functioning, this is the second time somebody is calling on air to make this request. So that is why I'm addressing it today. I want our brother and some other people who have the same feelings to understand that what makes us, or what will make us unique and strong, is the mosaic character or beliefs of who we are. Belief is not a central thing. When it comes to beliefs are diversified, because beliefs are the concept of men. Those people or the leaders you adhere to or you follow is their own mindset, their own concept of what that belief or what God is. Who God is. Nobody knows what God or who is, but that's their own concept. So what am I saying? You cannot try to deter, you cannot try to take someone's belief away from them. What you do is you continue to propagate your own belief or idea or spiritualism, which I believe transcends all belief, to warn them in, to bring them to place of where they can to themselves, say, aha, you call it an aha moment, where they can say, okay, I believe, which is what you call superior argument. I believe now, I can see what you're saying. They can see it from your perspective. You don't have to force people. You just have to continue to preach. Because there's a reason why I ask people, why do you think the Godhead, whatever you call him, I call him the universal consciousness, diversified us as human beings. You go to every location, geographical location, whether you go through longitude or latitude, there's different things, species of plants, the people, the way they behave, there's a reason. But when you bring it collectively, then you can begin to understand the consciousness of who God is, which is what I call universal consciousness. I'm going to end by saying this. This is how I look at belief. Belief is below spiritualism. Spiritualism, which is truth, is when you take the universal consciousness, look at it as water, bottle of water, but you have other 4 different kinds of bottle of water, but this particular bottle of waters have different colors. You have green, you have blue, you have yellow, you have red. Now you have a stock, which is the universal consciousness, where you pour the water into all these different cans with different colors. Now when you ask somebody to pick a bottle, they will pick a bottle based on the color of their affiliation. That is the color they like. And they will tell you, I want the green bottle, I want the red bottle, I want the blue bottle. Now they are now reflecting, or they are referring to the color of the bottle. But the utmost truth is that the content of the bottle is the same. Why am I saying this? We must understand that everyone's belief, the source is the universal consciousness. But when you download it, I'm going to use the word download, when you download it to different communities or different individuals, they begin to express themselves from their perspective. So what am I saying? When we get Biafra, we are may not have a different universal or unit of worship. Everybody will be entitled for their own way of worship. But we must understand that what holds us together is Biafra as our religion, which is the universal consciousness that has brought us together. I just want to bring this so that our people will stop fighting. What we do on Saturday, we are not trying to force people to come into our fold or believe in what we are saying. We are trying to open people's mind to ask questions, because even traditional religion, I personally do not believe in them, because I believe they are corrupted. So we are talking about spiritualism, which transcends all religion. When you get there in your mind, you now see every other religion as the same, and then it will not worry me what you are practicing or what I'm practicing. But I'm going to end here because
what I keep on saying is this: we are making sure to open people's brains and eyes and to asking questions. There is no banned area that you shouldn't ask. I will love it if we are holding these programs, Saturday programs mostly. People will start calling to maybe disagree, not by quarreling, no, because I continue saying this is not personal. Now explain to me and the audience what you believe and what you think. I told you, that is the reality. We put everything onto the altar of reason. The altar of reason. That is it. Now it is for people to judge. This is just like a parliament, an open parliament. Likewise, the same way you complain, why not go there also and call and ask questions? This is Radio Biafra. After all, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, when he started this radio, that is the culture he brought. Once he finished, he opened lines so that people can challenge, can disagree with him. That is the reality. People can challenge him, people can disagree with him, and the reason, facts and figures. So why not also you call and disagree with me, or you call and disagree with the person they are talking? That is my own point. Caller on WhatsApp. Can you hear me now? Welcome to the program. Please go on.
Thank you. Uncle, please, I want to ask you and mommy a question. This thing really triggered up annoyance in me in the bus today, which I do not want to involve again next time, because it's paining me that the introduction of Western education called English language, as I can put invited come on it, has caused a lot of trouble to our people. Why I'm saying this is this amalgamation report. I want to appeal for either you and mommy out there, or maybe the DOS should allow,
Mazi, are you
people who can come on air and interpret from the paragraph 1 to the end of what's it called, amalgamation report. Wow.
Go on, Mazi. You're out. You're coming out. Go on.
Fine. What I'm saying is that I want you and mommy, or maybe the director of state, to come out and simply or interpret amalgamation. What I'm saying this is that if amalgamation report has been disclosed to be an expiring thing after 100 years, I think it's also good for indigenous person this what you call Nigeria to understand also that the prioritizing of election should be a primary thing at this juncture. I was in a bus, a young, learned, acclaimed idiot was preaching, to everybody like Steve P2B is the best. I called him, I said, please.
Mazi, I know your line is becoming digital anyway, but I will. The conversations you have in buses, you always like to bring it up. Do not allow things to push you immediately into annoyance. Try to hold yourself. Ndị ojii a na-akọ anyị ọnụ that we cannot control our emotion. It's a fault. It's a weak point. Mostly Asians, they used to say that black people they don't control their emotions. It's an insult and it's a fault. So when you are talking with somebody or when you are debating, hold your anger. It's not by anger. By anger, you cannot even make a viable argument. You cannot coordinate your brain neurons. That is the reality. But when you cool yourself down, limit yourself of this anger. Now you see that you will be shrinking even. It's not good. So when you are bound to have other counter narrative. You cool down and you talk to the person. If the person is reasonable, he can understand. I have used this way in order to convince many people during private arguments. That is when no matter how the person come, now when you speak, now the person will understand. But when you are angry, shouting, you are shouting, no person will understand. So there is no need of recounting your ordeal with somebody in the bus. Mazi, please. I'm on the verge of close.
No. I'm only objectively saying this generally. Why I'm portraying this far is that I ended up achieving what I
that's
said,
good. That's
among
good.
us, because
That's good.
the whole ladies, the whole this thing this guy is saying, I think there is a point in it. Since she knew that P2B is the best, and he's not asking you what makes him the best.
Mazi, I think
he would have and he said, so what I'm saying is that at the end of the day, the youth need to be, exposed to what's made of this amalgamation report. And also, I want to let the whole world understand that if amalgamation report ended after 100 years, it is also a good one that anything called election should not be a prioritized and we should go out and find out where our problem is and solve it than coming to 10 minutes to those the election. Thank you, sir. I love you. Bye.
Mazi. Thank you very much. This is where I'm going to switch off the phones. Dear friends and lovers of freedom, you know, enlightenment starts with, you know, preaching ideology, preaching it, laying it to people's views and hearings. You understand? Now, when people, why do we gather here? Because we heard what our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have been saying, and we found out that it is truth. So that is what Raleigh does here. Speaking, talking, somebody speaking, putting out things. And we saw that no matter the language, no matter the way this man is talking, the insults, everything. But what this man is saying, the bottom line, basically it is truth. That is it. That is the only thing. Because he put it out to us, the people. And we had it. And we researched. And we found out that it is true. And we followed it. That is the same way what we are doing. I used to say here, you shall know the truth shall set you free. According to Bible. It's true. When you hear the truth, only hearing the truth cannot set you free. But when you hear the truth, you research about it, now you know it. You know that thing is true. You are sure. Now that is the time you are free. You will be free. So what we are doing is trying to put things under the altar of reason. That is it. Altar of reason. So when you call, for example, you call me, you call when the lines are open, you can debate, you can disagree. No, not just disagreeing for disagreeing sake, no. You say why you disagree with reasons. Now we debate. That is, you know, a very good debate. A building debate that builds. That is it. Not destructive debate. No, I don't engage in that. So, when you disagree, you call on any Radio Biafra platform. You have the right to call. After all, we debate with our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. In some cases, he said, no, why not this, why not this, why not this? Until you people come to terms. You understand? The same way you can call any Biafra platform, Radio Biafra platform. Not being on the side and trying to know if I call now this and no, nothing. There is nothing. This is why we are here. This is why we are here. In order to debate. You know, I love contrary opinion, but you have to convince the public listening. You'll be ready if I ask you a question, you answer. If you ask me, I will answer. Now we make our submissions. Now people will hear and people will start calling. That is it. That is my own point. So Biafra is our religion. What we are doing, we will never stop. No, we don't need to stop, and we will never stop. Because stopping is death. It is either Biafra or Biafra. You know, I don't say it's either Biafra or death, because enemies will say, okay, I will kill you and you die and you not get Biafra. No, it is either Biafra or Biafra. Death will not even debar or stop us from getting Biafra, because all of us are not going to die. You understand? So that is it. In Nigeria, we are subdued. There is no country. You just Google, check advanced countries. You never see an advanced country that become advanced. A country that speaks foreign language, that practices foreign religion is advanced. It's impossible. I'm telling you what I have cross-checked, searched one after the other, and found out. It's a secret. You see this language, which they are using officially in order to write constitutions, study in schools, write, do everything in the law, in the courts, different government parastatals. It is shutting out many of our people, many part of the population, because many people don't understand this foreign language. They cannot read it. So, people never reason in that way. When South Korea, they are speaking their language. They are practicing their own indigenous religion. They, and they are developed. Japan, the same thing. China, the same thing. Dubai, the same thing. You never see a country that develops purely on foreign, No. When you go to South America, like Argentina, like Brazil, they are BRICS. They are developing, yes. But they are using their own language. Spanish and Portuguese, because these are Europeans. They took over the land. They are there. They impose themselves there. They are living there. They are no more going anywhere. So that is, they are still Spanish or Portuguese that are there. In case of Argentina, Peru, or Brazil, all these places. Do you understand? Had it been, for example, Nigeria, England, British people, we have white British that are living there in control till today. Before God and man, Nigeria wouldn't have been what it is today. It will be developed because the people are there. No matter the apartheid system, no matter now every black person will be suffering it together. Do you understand? They will be there. They will develop it. But the worst thing they did is moving out and handing us over into our black, so-called black brothers that they are not there for development. They kill us more. That was what brought the fight, war of South Sudan. The South Sudanese, they were objective. They are, so-called founding fathers, independent people, they were objective. When Britain was going, handing over, they were clamoring for Sudan. They were clamoring for independence, all of them. As we know, they were under Sudan. But the way they see things going, Britain was doing this back meetings with the Janjaweed of Sudan. The same way they were doing with Ahmad Bello and not. The Southern Sudanese said, no, this thing you are doing, we know they're here, we know they're there. You want to go out and hand those over to these people? No, it is better you are here. Even you colonize all of us, your presence here, no problem. We will not mind. But when you say you are giving us independence and you are handing over to these Arabs, these Janjaweeds, no, they are worse than anything. We cannot condone it. Britain say, who are you to talk to? You are monkeys. Who are you to talk to us? Immediately, they didn't even wait for independence to start. They carried arms. I used to say this is what Azikiwe should have done. They say no, because even Azikiwe was in a very better position. Instead, he's trying to maintain Nigeria, one Nigeria. The same thing our people are doing today. We are suffering in Nigeria, and we say, okay, what is happening to our people, for goodness sake? What Azikiwe started? Learn from South Sudan. They say no. Either we remain as autonomous people of South Sudan. We don't have to be to the center, No. You cannot leave us. Hand us over to these people. We'll be independent. These people say, Britain say, Queen Elizabeth say, who this monkey, who are you to talk to me? I beg, and they did it. Before you know, South Sudan started fighting. Today they are free. We always trying to find excuse to stay, to be remain slaves as long as what kind of nonsense is this? Perfect slaves. We need to continue this, what we are doing. I'm telling you. Otherwise, we are we are gone as a people. Thank you for listening. Biafra is our religion. Tomorrow, being Saturday, we will be here. We will be here to preach the gospel. Thank you for listening. From me, Mazi Jonathan Chinedu, from here, it is simply good evening.
Biafra, because of the land of the rising sun is a home of the Biafrans. The far of the eastern land is a promised land, a blessed land of the Chupa Biafra. Emeka Bonusi Biafra, Emeka Bonusi Biafra, Gaimara Biafra, Kaneboso Kamiri, Gaimara Biafra, Kaneboso Kamiri, Biafra Kaneboso Kamiri, Anijala, Nawama. Wana demo kana na lombo wana jumo wasina Biafra na tago Chukwu kike biama onye anyị nọ n'aka bịa mere anyị ihe mara mma ugbu a bụ oge anyị ji ala bịa mere anyị ihe mara mma ugbu a bụ oge anyị ji ala
Biafra worldwide phone call campaign alert continues. BBC, a propaganda machine and racist media set up by the Great Britain to oppress the oppressed people of Biafra. BBC, your media war propaganda of 1967 that led to the genocide of over 3.5 million Biafrans, men, women, and children, did not stop us. Do you know why? Because we are the sons and daughters of the great lion from the tribe of Biafra. Our minds are made up. Your shenanigans, antics, and fake gutter media will not stop us either. We must and shall restore Biafra. Biafra worldwide phone call campaign alert continue. Now pay close attention. Be polite when you call BBC and use the following prompt when you call. Hello, my name is. You tell them your name. I am calling to ask about BBC policy of propaganda against the victims of genocide. Since you are obsessed with telling lies about Biafrans, here are 5 more questions to consider. Now, this is the question to ask BBC. We are witnesses to BBC racist coverage of terrorism, implying that black Africans' lives don't matter. Yet the same BBC rallies the whole world at the slightest terrorist incident in the United Kingdom. Here is the second question. But when it comes to Nigeria, BBC not only hides terrorist killings, but they slander the victims and survivors of terrorism and genocide. The third one. When will the grand patrons of lies and hypocrisy, the BBC Fake News Network, make a documentary about the daily slaughtering of Nigerians by Fulani terrorists and the government of Nigeria, whom you protect so that London may plunder Biafran's resources. The fourth question is the oil and gas of Biafra, the reason that BBC is obsessed and terrified by the agitation for freedom by the victims of 400 years of British colonial thievery and crimes against humanity. And the fifth one, we call on the good people of the world to ask BBC and UK government why it aids and abates the genocide in Nigeria by spreading lies, propaganda, and disinformation against Biafran freedom fighters. BBC, we know that you are United Kingdom government agents of imperialism with no modicum of shame. Take down your wicked fake documentary against the victims of genocide and stop your sadistic meddling in the lives of black Africans. Now pay close attention. This is the time to call BBC. You can call them 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Biafran time. Date 4th of July to 30th of September 2022. Now grab your pen and paper and pay close attention. You can call BBC switchboard on this number +44 2087 438,000. I repeat, +44 208 743 8000, or you can tweet at BBC News. You can also call BBC Customer Service +44 3700 100 222. I repeat, +44 3700 100 222. Or you can also tweet at BBC Press. I have not finished. You can also call BBC Studios Limited +44 208 433 2000. I repeat, +44 208 433 2000. You can also email BBC News Channels at bbc.co.uk. BBC, we shall vanquish. BBC, do you know why? Because we are Biafrans. We are one family, indivisible. Under Chukwu Okike Abiyama, we are the people of the East. We are one family, indivisible. Under Chukwu Okike Abiyama, we are the people of the East.
The type of Biafra I want is the Biafra of my ancestors, the land of the free, where people are allowed to pursue their daily endeavors without interference from any higher authority, where individual and collective autonomy of every component, ethnic, nationality within Biafra will be guaranteed, not just by law, but by virtue of our existence as dignified human beings. A Biafra that will be demilitarized, a Biafra that will be forward-looking, innovative, creative, run on clean, green energy, not reliant on gas or petrol. A Biafra where the police will not bear any arms. A Biafra where people can live and die and you will not see an armed soldier anywhere around you. A genuine republic, a land belonging to the people. We are going to cement this in the way we structure our society. A Biafra that will attract inward investments. A Biafra that will consider every necessity of life as being a human right. Not just in words, but in deed. A Biafra where there will be no strife, no rancor. A Biafra where all men and women will be equal, regardless of their religion, their sex, their creed, their orientation. A Biafra that will maintain open borders to every black soul on the face of this very earth. I do admit that geographically, in terms of landmass, we may not be that huge. The Biafra will operate, or should I say, run an open door policy. Every black person on the face of this earth will be an honorary citizen of Biafra, as long as you're not tainted by terrorism. That is the type of Biafra we want to run. The Biafra where Europeans will sit back and say, we never knew that such innovation and creativity will be possible. A Biafra that, should I say, the likes of Rwanda is a forerunner to, because today they are doing very well as well. That is the type of nation we are going to build. A truly democratic nation, not through the force of arms, but through dialogue and negotiations at all times. Nobody's going to lord it over anybody else. My ancestors never did. That is why we remain the only people not to conquer any other piece of territory, and nobody conquered us until the white man came and our temple fell in 1904. That is the land we're going to go back to. A Biafra of very many nations, a Biafra of autonomous nations within, governing themselves according to their own rules, where nobody will sit at the helm of power and dictate for others what to do. And we are going to accomplish it by the grace of God Almighty in heaven. Now, I know that constant references are being made to Southern Sudan. But I want to let people understand that even after the USA became free from British colonial rule, they also went through a very bitter civil war. And that did not stop them today from becoming preeminent in every sphere of human endeavor, militarily, economically, socially, in every way. So I do believe that is why I said, and I have said this repeatedly, I will never ever lead Biafra politically. Once Biafra is restored, my job is done. I want to be able to prove to our people what sacrifice means, so that those who will come after us will know how to treat our people with respect and with dignity. The thing about Africa is somebody gets into power and they want to stay there forever and ever, see if there is something in it. The little work that I'm doing for Biafran people is very tiring, very, very stressful. Sometimes I don't even know how these presidents manage to sleep. Maybe they don't love their people that much. If you love your people, you cannot sleep at night. Any president in Africa who's not suffering from high blood pressure, you are not sick. That means you're doing something wrong. You're not doing what you're supposed to do. If you're concerned about your people, then I expect you to be very ill at all times. So that is the type of Biafra that we need. That's the type of Biafra we're going to have. A type of Biafra where the wealth, well-being of Sub-Saharan Africa flows from. And I can assure you we are going to deliver it. We will deliver it. The Pan-Africanism that we talk about is going to start from Biafra, because mind you, I did not say that we're just going to have Biafra and then we shut up all the borders. No. What we want to do is to return to our organic political cultural arrangement. Should Biafrans wake up the next day to say, oh, we want to be the same country with Oduduwa, all well and good. Should Biafrans wake up and say, oh, we want to expand into Amazonia, all well and good. As long as you take the consent of the people with you, this nonsense that the Europeans did in Africa, we want to reverse it. That God Almighty heaven may look down and be very proud to say that at last, I have people who are after my heart. And that's what we intend to do with Biafra. Thank you very much.
Hashtag, we are one family. Indivisible. Under Chukwu Okike Abiyama. We are the people of the East. Hashtag, we are one family. Indivisible. Under Chukwu Okike Abiyama, we are the people of the East.
The type of Biafra I want is the Biafra of my ancestors, the land of the free, where people are allowed to pursue their daily endeavors without interference from any higher authority, where individual and collective autonomy of every component, ethnic, nationality within Biafra will be guaranteed, not just by law, but by virtue of our existence as dignified human beings. A Biafra that will be demilitarized, a Biafra that will be forward-looking, innovative, creative, run on clean, green energy, not reliant on gas or petrol. A Biafra where the police will not bear any arms. A Biafra where people can live and die and you will not see an armed soldier anywhere around you. A genuine republic, a land belonging to the people. We are going to cement this in the way we structure our society. A Biafra that will attract inward investment. A Biafra that will consider every necessity of life as being a human right. Not just in words, but in deed. A Biafra where there will be no strife nor rancor. A Biafra where all men and women will be equal, regardless of their religion, their sex, their creed, their orientation. A Biafra that will maintain open borders to every black soul on the face of this very earth. I do admit that geographically, in terms of landmass, we may not be that huge. The Biafra will operate, or should I say, run an open door policy. Every black person on the face of this earth will be an honorary citizen of Biafra, as long as you're not tainted by terrorism. That is the type of Biafra we want to run. A Biafra where Europeans will sit back and say, we never knew that such innovation and creativity will be possible. A Biafra that, should I say, the likes of Rwanda is a forerunner to, because today they are doing very well as well. That is the type of nation we are going to build. A truly democratic nation, not through the force of arms, but through dialogue and negotiations at all times. Nobody's going to lord it over anybody else. My ancestors never did. That is why we remain the only people not to conquer any other piece of territory, and nobody conquered us until the white man came and our temple fell in 1904. That is the land we're going to go back to. A Biafra of very many nations. A Biafra of autonomous nations within, governing themselves according to their own rules, where nobody will sit at the helm of power and dictate for others what to do. And we are going to accomplish it by the grace of God Almighty in heaven. Now, I know that constant references are being made to Southern Sudan. But I want to let people understand that even after the USA became free from British colonial rule, they also went through a very bitter civil war. And that did not stop them today from becoming preeminent in every sphere of human endeavor, militarily, economically, socially, in every way. So I do believe that is why I said, and I have said this repeatedly, I will never ever lead Biafra politically. Once Biafra is restored, my job is done. I want to be able to prove to our people what sacrifice means, so that those who will come after us will know how to treat our people with respect and with dignity. The thing about Africa is somebody gets into power and they want to stay there forever and ever, see if there is something in it. The little work that I'm doing for Biafran people is very tiring, very, very stressful. Sometimes I don't even know how these presidents manage to sleep. Maybe they don't love their people that much. If you love your people, you cannot sleep at night. Any president in Africa who's not suffering from high blood pressure, you are not sick. That means you're doing something wrong. You're not doing what you're supposed to do. If you're concerned about your people, then I expect you to be very ill at all times. So that is the type of Biafra that we need. That's the type of Biafra we're going to have. A type of Biafra where the wealth, well-being of Sub-Saharan Africa flows from. And I can assure you we are going to deliver it. We will deliver it. The Pan-Africanism that we talk about is going to start from Biafra because, mind you, I did not say that we're just going to have Biafra and then we shut up all the borders. No. What we want to do is to return to our organic political cultural arrangement. Should Biafrans wake up the next day to say, oh, we want to be the same country with Oduduwa, all well and good. Should Biafrans wake up and say, oh, we want to expand into Amazonia, all well and good. As long as you take the consent of the people with you, this nonsense that the Europeans did in Africa, we want to reverse it. That God Almighty heaven may look down and be very proud to say that at last, I have people who are after my heart. And that's what we intend to do with Biafra. Thank you very much.
Hashtag, we are one family, indivisible. Under Chukwu Okike Abiyama, we are the people of the East. Hashtag, we are one family, indivisible. Under Chukwu Okike Abiyama, we are the people of the East.
We have to come to the conclusion that there are no extenuating circumstances. You have been found guilty on all charges. Is there something you could tell the court before pronouncement of your sentence?
All we want is freedom. That's all we want. Freedom. Freedom for children to learn. Freedom for men to work. For mothers to love. For a nation to grow. That's all we want. Equality. For everyone. You see, I am just one of many. A foot soldier. There will be many, many more to follow. So, there is no court of law, no police force, no army that will stop the tide of revolution from turning. There is no punishment that you can lay out in this court. No law your government can pass that will kill the will of the people. Because we will fight. We will continue to fight until all our people are free. And maybe we can even free you from yourselves. So you can hate us, degrade us, torture us, and kill us. But we will fight. And we will be free. One day, we will be free. Amanda! Amanda! Solomon Kalushi Mashlango. You are hereby sentenced to death.
You will be taken to Pretoria Central Prison on a date to be set, and you will be hanged by your neck until you die.
The United Nations has asked Nigerian government to immediately release Nnamdi Kanu unconditionally and pay him adequate compensations for the arbitrary violation of his fundamental human rights. So it's also recommended that government officials responsible for the torture meted out on the IPOB leader be investigated and punished. How do you see the federal government responding to this?
It's difficult to predict how exactly they are going to respond. But of course, the government will try its best to defend itself, but it has to defend itself within the ambit of United Nations conventions. This whole problem emanated from the forceful arrests and relocation of Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya to Nigeria. There are internationally guaranteed rights that the UN working group that indicted the UN working group on the detention, arbitrary detention, has indicted Nigeria and Kenya of. Ideally, if you want to put someone on trial, a fugitive who ran away from your country, if you want to put him on trial and he's in another country, he has to go through an extradition trial. In this case, there was no extradition trial in place. Nnamdi Kanu didn't go through any form of extradition trial, yet he was forcefully brought to Nigeria, and Nigeria now is facing trial before a federal high court. As far as the working group of the UN Human Rights Council is concerned, this was a gross violation of Nnamdi Kanu's rights. As far as they are concerned, Nigeria and Kenya stand indicted for the manner they brought Nnamdi Kanu to the country. It violates international convention, violates international law to forcefully drag a man out of another country and bring him to his country to face trial in the manner in which Nnamdi Kanu was brought to Nigeria by force. So, for this reason, Nigeria stands indicted. My own position is both Kenya and Nigeria are signatories to this convention. So, they are morally obligated to comply, because if you are not signatories to the convention, then the content of the convention is not binding on you. But if you made up your mind that, look, this is good for me and my people, and you sign up to it, it is then incumbent on you to comply. The UN Human Rights Council itself is a product of the United Nations resolution. So it then means that as a country affiliated to the United Nations, we have to comply with these resolutions. And from the tone of this 16-page report, it is clear that they mean business, because the working group is asking Nigeria to get back to it within 6 months of receiving this indictment, showing it how it is complying, showing the UN agency how it is, the UN working group, how it is complying with the directive handed over. It's also asking that Nigerian officials who are involved in the illegal arrest of Kanu without him being subjected to an extradition trial should be punished. And they are interested in knowing every step of the way what we are doing to comply with his resolution. So, and it is saying that it will not stop at that, that it would take further actions against Nigeria. Now we don't know what actions could be taken against Nigeria. We don't know yet. There are all kinds of options open to them, but as I said earlier, if you are a signatory to a UN convention, a UN charter, then you are obligated, at least morally and sensibly, to comply with the content of that that UN convention or UN charter. This is where this has left us. As for when the working group on arbitrary detention, so under the UN Human Rights Council, sent a query to Nigerian authorities and the Kenyan authorities. The Kenyans refused to answer, but the Nigerian officials answered. But the UN working group on arbitrary detention was not convinced by the explanations offered by the Nigerian authorities, especially on the whether Kanu has committed treason and so deserved the treatment that he got. They were not convinced at all, and it's not difficult to understand why they were not convinced. As far as they are concerned, based on international law, based on international convention, once you want somebody extradited to face trial in your country, you got to let that person go through an extradition trial. The courts of the land would then determine whether to release him or not. How would Nigerians feel if the Americans just stormed Abuja and grabbed Abba Kyari, the highly decorated police officer who was accused of working hand in hand with some of the most notorious advanced fee fraudsters in the world. One of those advanced fee fraudsters is a man from Nigeria who was said to have met Abba Kyari in Dubai. The Americans have their indictment in place, but they have not stormed our country to say they are going to forcibly abduct Abba Kyari and take him to the US to face trial. I know the Americans have done that in the past, and when they did that, they were roundly condemned. I can't, as a person, condemn America for abducting Manuel Noriega, the former president of Panama, and some of the other world leaders that they had taken prisoner, and then say that my country did the right thing in the way it handled the Kanu matter. Whatever is right, whatever is wrong is wrong. If the UN convention is that a person should undergo extradition trial when the request is made for that person, then that should be the law. That should be the way people are taken out of another country to face trial in the country where they are deemed to have infringed on the laws of the land. So we didn't do that in the case of Kanu. We took him by force. We subjected him to inhumane conditions and brought him to Nigeria, where he's now facing trial. What we did was against international laws. No matter what anyone feels, it was against international law, and that is why this indictment has come. And Nigeria must not take steps that will cause it to be treated as a pariah nation. that will cause some of our partners that we cherish to begin to see us as a lawless nation, as a nation that does not respect the UN charters and the UN conventions.
Yeah. ISIS will enter the zoo and Chad unless, and this is from an Islamic newspaper. As I told you before, anything you hear on Radio Biafra is correct. I told you on this platform that they will come for you. You see, let me tell you one thing that people don't know because you don't know history. I forgive some of you because in your schools in the zoo, they don't teach you anything. I want some people to actually go and sit down and study the history of Islam. Islam is the only religion that has never stopped growing. Islam is the only religion that has never stopped expanding through militancy and war. Others have stopped, only Islam. Christianity is based on convincing people, telling them about the message of hope and restoration of Yahweh Yeshua. Of course, immensely corrupted, that we know for sure. But Islam believes in expanding through war, and that war is coming. Now, I must be put on record, and we can play it all the time for our people to also understand and listen very carefully. And I will say it tonight. And if you come to me in the future, I'll refer you to the broadcast of the 8th of June, 2015. And that I made this very comment I'm about to make now at precisely 10 minutes to 8 p.m. in the evening. If ISIS comes down into the zoo, of course they are part of Boko Haram anyway. If they fought, not if they, because they have forged an alliance already. If they launch any attack with the name of ISIS on the zoo soil, if you come to us to give us weapons, I will decline it. I will allow them to kill all of you before we mount any counteroffensive. Let me tell you one thing that you don't understand. Some of you, you claim you went to school, but you didn't go to school. Because if you went to school, you will understand how Islam works. Islam is coming for you. They must come for you. It's a M-U-S-T, must. There is nothing anybody can do about it. Only you can defend yourselves. This headline here is a confirmation if you need one. I think Abubakar said it yesterday. Today is being confirmed that ISIS is coming. Not just Boko Haram, but the real bad people that are coming. They need access to the oil, and they will get it to secure their financial base for their continued expansion within the whole of sub-Saharan Africa. The zoo is seen as pivotal, and Biafra land is where the resources that they're looking for is lying in. They don't trust Buhari anymore. Buhari was their godfather, they no longer trust him. I mean Boko Haram in this instance. Buhari, they thought, would give them Sharia immediately. Buhari saying, I don't belong to anybody. From that day, they intensified their bombing. Some of you cannot reason, you cannot see very well because you're blind. But at least you're lucky. You are listening to Radio Biafra. Very, very lucky indeed. I'm telling you the truth. Or else, I can in your blindness. It is that darkness we've come to shed light on, that you can see properly. If they enter the zoo, I will not command this army. And I need guns and I have the men. I need guns and I need bullets. That's all we need. And then we win. I have been sounding this warning. I've been telling you, you think we are joking. They are coming. Your mothers will be raped. Your sisters will be married off as slaves. I'm telling you that now. Right as I speak, write it down. Biafra land will be decimated unless we equip this army to defend us. If we don't equip our army to defend us, in other words, if we don't march this year, it will be very, very difficult for us to recover. Forget all this nonsense. All these so-called pro-Biafra groups you're saying, HAUSA brought them out to confuse you. HAUSA brought them out. That is why they cannot say what we are saying or do what we're capable of doing. These are HAUSA groups, and you are not listening. That's now I want to. You are not listening because the devil has gone into all these idols that you worship. The devil has gone inside you to harden your heart, to blind your eyes that you can no longer see. That day I will tell you to remember the broadcast of the 8th of June 2015. I will tell you to go back to it. I need guns and I need weapons. If I don't have guns and bullets,
the army of Biafra cannot defend your towns and villages. The sooner you get that into your thick skull, the better for everybody. You are black people, you don't reason, I know that for sure. But the sooner you take this very message seriously, the better for everybody. Or else you're finished. ISIS is coming. They will enter the zoo and Chad very, very shortly. Not as Boko Haram, they are coming in as their franchise and as their name dictates. ISIS is coming. If you like, you make haste while the sun is shining, or if you like, you can continue to be dumb and stupid. That is entirely up to you. I won't be there, but you'll be dead anyway. And Radio Biafra will not report it, and nobody will. If you like, you give us guns. If you like, you don't. We are trying to save you, not you saving us. We continue.
"1967 was the year, a year not to be forgotten in the history of mankind, a year of massacre, mass murder, genocide against the defenseless people of Biafra, men, women, and children, while the whole world watched and get entertained with the precious blood of Biafra spilled. The world watched and did nothing. But there was a voice in the wilderness, the voice of Okokondem screaming, "Omo Biafra, muru n'anya, onye ndiro gbara gburugburu na-eche ndụ ya nche." The voice of Radio Biafra, the voice of the voiceless, the voice of freedom. 55 years later, Radio Biafra is still defending humanity, bringing you news, information, analysis, revealing and exposing the kingdom of darkness called the Zoo Nigeria, saturating humanity with melody, music. Radio Biafra. We will never stop until Biafra is restored and beyond Biafra restoration. Do you know why? Radio Biafra, the first, and we are the last. Radio Biafra, we saturate the whole of Biafra land. Wherever you are, just touch the dial 102.1 FM. Olu, Owerri, Enugu, Anambra, Abakaliki, Nsukka, Asaba, and many more. Radio Biafra. we got you covered. Radio Biafra, the first and the last.